Chat. What up, folks? Welcome in. It's a good day because it's Monday. Hell yeah, let's go. One more. Just for good measure. Yo, folks, my friends, hello. Welcome in. Welcome. All right, settle down. I wish I could tell how loud the music actually was. I could regulate my voice correctly for it. What's up, guys? It's December. It's still Christmas time. We haven't gone anywhere. So we got the hat on. You gotta have the hat on. I feel like it's not actually December unless I do have the hat on. How are y'all doing today? I hope you have had a good weekend and it's left you off in a happy mood, because we got some fun stuff to go over today. I've got a whole biggest deep dive planned for you. It is Reputation from Chris Roberts back in 2016 all the way through everything they said. Not everything they said, but a lot of the stuff they've said. This is a long one coming. I've been wanting to do this one for about a month and a half now, because Reputation is confusing, and we have not done a whole deep dive on it since the last time they talked about it, which was earlier this year. So I figured we'd do like a nice, like a classic deep dive. We haven't done one in a while where it's just YouTube video after YouTube video, reference after reference. What the heck was the plan? And what are they doing with it now? Welcome in, Walking Bard. Glad to have you with us, dude. RM Moore, thanks for taking the day off. I mean, I know you didn't take it off for this, but we're happy to have you with us. Is that like is it a special day? Were you just not feeling work today? Feeling a little sick? Is it a holiday? It's not a holiday. I mean, it's a holiday somewhere. Yui, 30 stream streak. Holy crap. Congratulations. That's wow. You're going to pass up all the subs, but I guess that's because the subs are monthly. Counting down the days for your 2 weeks off right now, PK. You get 2 weeks off? What, like Christmas, New Year's break kind of thing? That's going to be beautiful, dude. You got any big plans for that? James Pruitt. Oh, dude. I love the name, man. That just reminds me of Midnight Mass. Senor Pruitt. No, it's not Senor. What is it? What does she call him? What's the thing that she calls him in Midnight Mass? Midnight Mass Pruitt. Something Pruitt. Monsignor Pruitt. Never gets old, ma'am. It's really funny. We started that for Halloween season, but we didn't get all the way through it. All right, I'm gonna play a song for you guys in the background. I want you to tell me if this sounds like Star Wars to you. Thank you very much. We won't focus too hard on it. Just if you get the feeling of Star Wars in the background, let me know. Wood Monkey, thank you for the membership on YouTube, dude. Whoa, this song is sick. Wait. Nah, this isn't the one I was thinking, but this song sounds cool. This is like a really good action. I need to put this in my action playlist. What are you doing? Hold on. Can I copy this? Yeah, that's wow, that's intense. Get Lord of the Rings vibes from that one. Looking forward to the deep dive and info for 4.5. Glad to get the unbiased but hopeful stuff, and glad to finally catch the live stream. Walking Bard, we're glad to have you with us, but let me tell you, I got my biases. I'm definitely biased towards this game doing good. I want it to succeed. So, you know, I feel like it probably makes more sense to just come out and say that rather than say I'm unbiased. There we go. This is the song I was looking for. Alex Moore, good to see you. Brotacon, welcome in. Should be working. We can multitask, right? Father of Disaster, good to see you, dude. Mr. Stoned Lover, welcome in. Songbird. Liberator win. Listen, I love the questions. I want questions. Give us questions. We need things to talk about, but I can't tell you. I can't give you prophecies. Liberator win. Probably not next year. I was talking with Trispone about that on the podcast last week, and he made the point that, like, if they haven't even gotten a Liberator out of pre-production now, it's not going to come next year. I would agree. Honestly, I would. They said Galaxy next year though, and I don't think the Galaxy's in pre-production yet, unless they haven't told us about it. So I guess things can happen. Anything can happen for whatever reason. I don't know, dude. The ship team is on another one. They're crazy right now. We went over that last week. That was they're on, what, 187 ships at this point? They're gonna get hit 200 next year. You know, I was making the video on my channel earlier this year that talks about them getting close to 200 ships, and I was like, this might be a little premature. By the time I release this, they're still gonna be like 20 ships away. It's gonna be another year and a half before they hit 200. Nope. They'll hit it first half of next year. Which is kind of crazy. Good morning, Rancid. Welcome in. This also has a little Sims to it. You took the days off, PK. You only get Christmas days and New Year's days off. The rest is just you not wanting to work those weeks. Good call, dude. It's a good time to not work. If there's a time in the year to not work, it's probably like the hottest week of the year and Christmas week. And you know, like, if you got a specific week, sometimes you got your annual toilet paper burning session out in the desert. You know, middle of May. Got to take off the 15th, 16th, 17th because you can't go out there for one night. If you're going to go all the way out to the desert to burn a bunch of toilet paper, you might as well stay in the nearby town and hit up the clubs, hang out with friends. So sometimes you just got to take a random week off. I get it. Not that, you know, that's really specific. Not that any of you are doing that. No, you got better things to do with your time. Y'all get holidays off, Songbird asked? Somewhat. To an extent, we don't. I mean, we do, technically. We could. We never take New Year's off. You guys know that, though. If you haven't been with us before for New Year's, everybody, we do a triple celebration here on the channel. We stream from 7 p.m. until 1 a.m. PST and celebrate all of the continental U.S. time New Year's celebrations. We get all the people from the org in the game together with us. And we fly around the game and we find different places and we set up and then we count down and we celebrate, we party, we take drinks, and it's fun. And then we do that at the different planets. This time we'll do it in different star systems. We've always had to just go from one planet to another in Stanton. Now we can do each New Year's celebration in a different star system, which is going to be really cool. I'm excited for that. Yeah, that's going to be fun. You take the time off when you max your PTO and we'll lose it. I hate that we can even lose it. That's insane. That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. Give me a PTO bank. A Potomac bank. It's almost like the river, right? Potomac. You just thought of something. Are they going to make M2VA? M2VA, is that a Shure microphone? Oh, M2 versions of all Aurora. No, I doubt it. That was back when they felt like they needed to make more variants of stuff. They'll probably only make one or two. Probably just one. New Year's, never done that. Looking forward to it. Yeah, it'll be good. We'll get that scheduled up on the calendar. Keep an eye out for it on the Discord and RSVP to it. It's usually a lot of fun. Generally, though, it has been a very glitchy mess, and a lot of the fun that we had was from the glitches. Actually, if you go and check out Mrs. Tomatoes, I think it's either Mrs. Tomatoes or the Space Tomato Instagram, there's a video from last year's, which is pretty funny. She edited it together. And a lot of times it's the glitches that were the entertainment, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it works out as the game's actually working this year. Maybe if the game's not cooked when 4.5 comes out. You're self-employed, so you have to manage your own time. It's both a blessing and a curse, so holidays are kind of a choice. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. Kind of pick your time off, but... Alright, now I'm going to start off this playlist with this song, because this song is sick, and I just found it, and I'm enjoying it. You're going to find this song in a lot of videos over the next couple of weeks. Months. When I find a new song that I like, I use it a lot. Yeah, let's see how 4.5 goes, but like, let's be honest, dude. Could it really be worse than any other time it's been? We went over it kind of last week a little bit, but I think it's hilarious how many times people talk about the bad patches that come out in December's. Because we generally don't actually get that many. I mean, not that worse than normal days or normal times. So I think the last year this was the patch we had. How was 324.3 performing? Yeah, this was the last patch we had before the end of last year, right? Before that was... Man, they didn't even start tracking this until pretty recently. Before that was... I want to say 3.22. Was it? Would have been A, though, I believe. Let's see. No, this was January 25th. So... 3.22 live was released December 14th. Now, was there any hotfix on that? No, because 322A was January. So was 322 a bad patch? I actually don't remember that. Here's a video that we did. Local hangers list in 4.5 will save time alone. Bad patch on that one, and the next patch broke all the workarounds we figured out for that patch. If I can't remember if it was not a bad patch, then it wasn't a bad patch. Dude, but my memory is awful. Like, in reality, the only patches I remember being truly bad were 3.18. 3.18 really sticks with you, man. 4.0 is rough. 3.0 through 3.3. But like there were some bad patches sprinkled around in there that were kind of bad. I mean, they'd certainly have people taking a break for a couple weeks. But I wouldn't say there are that many updates that really stick with me like 3.18 did. That being said, my whole point, and I did mention we went over this last week. I don't want to yap your ear off about it, but I don't believe, at least, that people should fall for this narrative that CIG is going to drop a bad patch and then ditch out, because that's what they always do. It's happened before. I want to say back here in this time period, it might have been like 3.4. December 20th patch. This was really before they had gotten too much into the hotfix stuff. Like 3.4A, maybe there was? No, there's just a 3.40. Yeah, December 21st. They released it. 3.4.1. Let's see when that was. That would have been January 14th. Yeah, so this probably was one of those times. This was still early on in their development. They didn't quite know how the quarterly patches were working. Before this, they had just gotten in object container streaming. I think it was here. So this was the first time the game really had become somewhat stable after they got Planetech in. And so this was probably not a great time, this patch. But the next year would have been what, 3.8? What was going on then? Planetary effects. This also might not have been a great one. Now that I think of it. Let's see what happened to the release of 3.8. Oh, this song's kind of weird, dude. This song has like birds coming in. You hear that? It's little like bug noises and stuff. Crickets. Caca! Very immersive. 3.8 also came out December 21st. So this, yeah, I bet you this is where it kind of holds over from. These first couple patches, they actually did drop them at that time, and then they just kind of pieced out. So early on, there's a problem. But then for 3.12, you could see they dropped it a little bit earlier, December 17th. And I do believe that there was a 3.12a. .3 patch was a changer. OCS was hyped for a year. It was. Yeah. That was like the quote-unquote Jesus tech of the time. So 3.12 came out here on December 17th. You know what? This wiki might just tell us. Yeah, here we go. 3.12a was on December 23rd. So this was the first year that they went and tried to drop in a hotfix update before they went on holiday. Looks like this was mainly taking care of things like commodities and kiosks. No, actually, it was just letting people know that they had to try and find a way around that. But yeah, this was one of the first kind of optimization patches they released, and it was before they went on break. After that, the next one they did on a December was actually 3.16. And 3.16 was a weird kind of patch because that one was basically 3.15.2. So it was already kind of a fixing patch. Whoops. So I mean, and then after 3.16 was kind of crazy. Everything got lost after that. I think it was a 3.17 patch. Yeah, there was like 3.17.2, I think, which was also a stabilizing patch, being 3.17. So, like, don't believe the hubbub. Just wait it out. We'll see what happens. 4.5 could be a mess. I think... I won't say it could be a mess. It will be a mess. It'll definitely be a mess. There's no way it won't be a mess. I think that's kind of why they're releasing engineering, because they realize it has to be a mess. It's just the way it's going to be. They can't balance all this stuff on their own. I can't remember who I was talking to, but somebody was saying the QA team is probably banging their heads against the walls just trying to get the dang system to work. Like, they're not even touching on balance because look at how many things there are to have to go through. So, yeah, I think it'll be a little chaotic, but I don't think that's because they're just going to drop a patch and it's going to be unstable just because that's what it is. Soapbox, you know? What kind of PC specs would you be looking at to run SC? Most info you are seeing online sounds outdated. Toes. Four Swords? Is that the name I just saw? Yeah, Four Sword. To be quite honest, if you want the best experience running Star Citizen, I would aim to get an X3D AMD CPU. I couldn't even remember to tell you why they work better. I think it's their memory. I think they have their own cache of memory that really helps to run the game. But the CPU is incredibly important when it comes to Star Citizen. If you want to focus on something to make your computer run the game the best it can, it's the CPU. Even now, the little optimization things they're putting into the game are focused on making the GPU more performant. So it's getting more capable on the GPU side. So CPU is where you should focus. 5060 Ti, 32 gigs of RAM, an Ultra 7. What's an Ultra 7? You run on a Ryzen 7 3800. And how does it run for you, Waverns? They should not drop before holiday. They should drop once they get back. Dude, the earlier we get this in, the better. No? I feel like that we just gotta go at it. Bilko 101. Bilko. It's like Wilco, but Bill. Thank you for the sub, dude. Appreciate you. This is far too calming. Okay, that's a little better off. A little Christmassy, huh? A little Christmassy. Starting you off with the week with your weekly pizza biddies. Taryn. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. Much love. Hope you're having a wonderful week and had a good weekend. 32 gigs of RAM would be the biggest limiting factor. 64 is preferred, but you should be able to run it. I think 32 does fine. To be quite honest, you guys see how often I have memory issues? I have them, but generally it happens in bad patches or when I have a bunch of Chrome tabs open, but I'm running on 32 gigs. I think it does okay. Like, now of all times, I would probably not suggest people double their RAM. There are probably some cheaper ways to improve your play right now. Have the extra i2 cache, which a lot of games like. Yeah, that thing. That's it. The cache. Sooner the better, so we can figure out which ships to find solo. Yep. Yep. All right. Should we talk about reputation? Whoa, what the heck happened over here? Bilko made the Twitch screen take up the whole scene. Is it going to be a mess because of engineering or stability? You expect balancing to be a mess for engineering for a long time. Yeah, because of engineering, not stability. Are we going to be able to revive components from 0 to %, or are we going to always carry on an extra component for each? No, you can revive components. Not when they hit 0% wear. Actually, no, I guess the space station might be able to take it from 0% wear back up. I don't actually know that. Shall we talk about reputation, folks? All right, so reputation sits alongside spaceships, components, weapons, apartments, and your UEC as progression in Star Citizen. Reputation is supposed to make things a little less good versus evil and a little more what are you willing to do to make some more money. But it's also supposed to gate a lot of the stuff that you're supposed to get. So like we can already see reputation gating missions in the Nyx system. But you're also supposed to get certain ships because of your reputation. You're supposed to get certain components because of reputation. You're also supposed to be not allowed to go to certain places. In fact, one of the coolest things I had heard early on with the reputation system was you would be able to, every time you went to a city, you would have to turn in your weapons at customs. But if you had the reputation you needed to bring a weapon into the city, then you were able to use it because you passed that restriction. But if you did something with the gun, obviously that would get you in trouble. It would hit you way harder because you have that reputation to lose. And I think between death and money and ships and reputation, they could do a lot to make people play the game different ways or take a little more responsibility for the things that they do. But there have been some questions lately. Suggestions that maybe you're not going to have as much negative consequences as opposed to positive consequences for your reputation with certain factions, that maybe the governments that you're working with won't actually be affected that much by it, but only specific factions that define a good versus bad balance in Star Citizen. And I think that has a lot of people worried. Now, we don't have the answer to that in this video, but what I'm going to do is we're going to go through everything that has been said, kind of, a lot of what's been said about reputation, from Chris Roberts in the early days to the Inside Star Citizens of more recently, to what the devs were saying at CitizenCon, and ultimately the last couple of years culminating in the weird statements made this year. My goal is to just kind of explain what reputation is supposed to be and to get people hyped for it, and maybe get people to like, I don't know, tell CIG that we want this kind of stuff. You make your own call, but hopefully this does somewhat a good job of explaining it to you. Now we get to start off with Mr. Chris. Yes, of course. Like, why would we start anywhere else but Chris ranting for 3 minutes straight about his ideas for reputation? This is during 10 for the Chairman back in 2016. This was like peak feature creep time. This is when Star Citizen really got out of hand in terms of like what they wanted to add into the game. So it's good to keep in mind that like a lot of this stuff should be taken with a grain of salt, and much of it doesn't actually end up coming to fruition. But also, it does give us an idea of like the direction they want to head in and the philosophy of the design of Star Citizen. So I'll let you listen to this guy tell you what he wanted to do, and we'll go from there.
But in reality, it really is, you have sort of personal reputations, and your organizations that you're members of will have reputations with other organizations and individuals. And so every time you come into contact with an organization or another individual, you sort of start kind of at a neutral status, unless a group, you like, for instance, if you're a member of the UEE and you meet a Vandal, well, we already know that the Vandal and the UEE are at loggerheads, therefore the Vandal will probably be, going after you.
Just because of reputation, though, if you had good reputation, then the Vandal definitely would not attack you.
But most of the time, just say players or player groups, the sort of reputation or kind of whatever you want to call it, alignment in terms of how you are versus the other player, gets tracked. So as you do something negative to them, it will go into sort of negative. You do something positive, will go into positive, and we sort of keep a track of everyone you come into contact with, and track those relationships, as well as tracking the organization or the group relationships on the more global level. And of course, we have sort of whatever you want to call them, NPC or game organizations, like the UEE or the Vandal or the Merchants Guild, the Mercenaries Guild, all those kind of things that are sort of, kind of defined by us. But the reputation system will sort of be a combination of your personal reputation.
This guy's such a hand talker, it's crazy.
With various groups that you come into contact.
The energy
will be influenced by the groups you're a member of, that you publicly admit to being a member of. And we sort of track it as you do things and go from there. So it'll be fairly nuanced, and it'll allow players to, kind of make their way in the galaxy and decide kind of, who they're aligned with or who they aren't aligned with. And I think it'll be a lot more nuanced than, good guy or bad guy, because in the world of Star Citizen, there really isn't going to be sort of a good guy and bad guy. I mean, just even in the UEA Empire, there's a lot of different factions and interests that want different kinds of things, and you could be aligned with one of them but not the other one, and that doesn't mean you're a bad guy, it just means you're on one side rather than the other one. Next question.
Sounds like Chris is a Xenothreat member. So that's a pretty standard, I would say kind of ambiguous description of the system. It's not necessarily, he didn't get into details, he didn't, I think, set them up for anything that they have to stick to, other than there will be factions and you can get reputation with them, and they will treat you differently based on their reputation. Now, that's mainly where we're headed. In fact, the idea that you would have a different reputation from the org you're in was something they talked about even at CitizenCon 2024. But that was 2016 Chris Roberts. Now, we're going to jump forward here about 5 years to... This is basically the big moment when reputation was brought into the game. In fact, let's go back to this time in... What was it, 21? Yeah. So reputation was added in December of 2020, but it was invisible. It was just like a background thing. It introduced the first iteration of persistent reputation between all entities within the Star Citizen universe, as well as persistent NPC organizations. This happened because only just a few patches ago, right here, we got persistence between updates. Before that, everything got wiped every 3 months. So after this, they then got they got the UI reputation into the game, and this was where they started to commit to more detailed ideas. It was still in design, and you'll notice from the way that a lot of this stuff is said in this episode of Inside Star Citizen, it was still very much a, we could do this, it could go that way, but it was definitely, they were getting more into the weeds and saying more things that were holding them to this version of us, where we go back and we watch all the stuff and we're like, where is this? What's up, Gunslinger? Welcome in, dude.
System that will essentially allow us to track values for a player's reputation with an entity. And when I say entity, that could be an NPC, an organization, heck, it could be a table if you want. So long as it has a persistent ID with it, we can track a value against it.
Still alive.
My tables hate me.
Not only can we track a value, we can track several values. Those values are in something that we call a scope. When we say scope, we're talking about two different things. There's affinity, which is this kind of measure of how much a entity likes you, and that's common across all these entities, NPCs, organizations, etc.
Hello.
A few different things affect affinity. It's going to be mostly your mission performance, and more specifically actually, what you do during that mission. That's when affinity will really get big boosts. It is also worth noting that we can affect affinity through just your everyday action. For organizations, affinity is a little bit different in that it kind of represents the amalgamated opinion of that organization and its members towards you. It's going to control a lot of things like whether or not they want to attack you or help you, for instance. And then there's confidence/career. Confidence is exclusive to mission givers, and it kind of says how good they think you are at your job. Career is how an organization might be tracking that same value, how good you are at your job. The difference with an organization is that they can have several career scopes. So a security company like Crusader Security might have a bounty scope, but they also might have a defense scope or a jailer scope. Or
now this is what has mainly changed recently, and is what will be explained towards the end of this whole deep dive, I guess. They have removed this entirely. Companies themselves that act as governments will not be in the reputation system, and that's kind of where this whole topic of conversation is headed, but I'll let them keep explaining where reputation is going. This video is from 2021.
Of these career scopes that we want to track your different levels of career proficiency with different kinds of gameplay. Within scopes, we have this concept of standings. These are the ranks that you move through from negative whatever to positive whatever, and we can tell when we assess you, either through the missions or the mission givers or NPCs or however they are looking at you, what standing you are at. One of the things that we are very excited to have is these reputations giving you things when you get to those higher standings. The idea is that this is giving you benefits and rewards for progressing through the game. It's a progression system at its heart. The other thing that I'm really excited about with this coming out is the concept of allowing for group building and community building with this, by allowing you to bring something unique to your group of friends table. You might have a reputation with a certain organization at a high level that your other friends don't, and you've maybe done a little bit of extra work to maintain that, get that up there, etc. And as a result, you're able to bring in something cool like a mission that normally they wouldn't be able to do. Plus, everybody likes bragging rights. We all know that you're going to be putting up screenshots on the subreddit or whatever saying, look at all these reputations I have at max.
Would love to.
Look at what I'm able to maintain, all that. We're darn excited about how that's going to play out potentially. So for this release, a lot of our focus is around missions and how that's going to be affecting things like your affinity and confidence. But going forward, you'll be having actions that affect your reputation of other kinds. So that's going to be things like a mission giver where you might push them, but it also could be like if you shoot at them, or if you shove one of their friends, or if you talk to them in the wrong way, if you choose a bad choice.
This is like the core of Star Citizen's narrative. I really hope that they stick to this.
It's in a conversation tree. It could be any number of things. We even have talked about some fun stuff where, like, Konstantin Herson, for instance, is a bit of a snob. You walk in wearing a bad coat or like some weird clothes, he might think less of you. You can also key it off of things like when you happen to raid a ship that is.
That's something that I realized is like in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Not that crazy of an idea for Sims and more immersive games like that.
Controlled by maybe Crusader Security. We could key it off of something like you go into the wrong area. I mean, you just walk into
I believe
a club
he still
where
works
the
here.
bouncer
Ben
doesn't want you
Dorsey.
to be there. We could key it off of you having the wrong decal on your ship or flying in a way that a person doesn't really think that you're flying in a cool way, essentially. It's very open-ended.
Yeah, see, like it's very open-ended. It is exciting. It makes you interested in where they could go with this in order to make progression a bigger deal in Star Citizen outside of just buying ships and earning money.
One of the things that we're really looking forward to is giving flavor to organizations by essentially playing with what they like and don't like. So there might be an organization that really likes it when you go around PvPing and killing other players. There might be organizations that frown on that a little bit. There might be organizations that really, really like it when you do piracy or smuggling or illegal acts, and there might also be some that aren't so okay with that. And that feel is going to allow us to bring a lot of the lore that up until now has existed on a website into the game so that you guys can actually experience it and get to know these people in the universe. And all that brings me to the topic of drift. Drift is the concept that over time your reputation might move up or down based on the mission giver organization, essentially moving towards neutral with you. Now, before you all get your torches and pitchforks out, the concept here isn't to enforce a horrifying grind or anything like that. We do want to reward you for gameplay that you already want to do on your own. But we do want to make sure also that these very high ends of reputation are things that take effort to get to and maintain.
Yeah, it should be decaying,
and by doing
of
that,
course.
we let people sort of be unique and interesting by saying, I want to make sure that I keep that one and that one at max. And
so I think this is mainly explained where they wanted to go with reputation, but you could tell that it was early in terms of its implementation, but they had plenty of ideas of how they could tie it in and make it interesting for players. This isn't even a new concept. It's in a lot of different games. Originally, when they talked about this kind of stuff, it was closely related with something they called virtual reality, and it was actually a system that was supposed to pretty closely align with the Nemesis system from the earlier Lord of the Rings games, Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of Mordor. Yeah. Shadow of Mordor? Something of Mordor, and then Shadow of Mordor, I think. Whatever it was, you guys remember. It had that really cool Nemesis system where you could, like, get remembered by the AI. So we don't really know where that is yet, but the conversation around the whole system continued as they slowly, they put reputation away. They dropped it into the game. It made a little bit of a difference with some of the mission givers, but just like with mission givers, it didn't get used, really. It just kind of got left there for a while. And it wasn't until 2023 when we discovered that the mission team got saddled with reputation because the team that was working on reputation got moved on to something else. And it was then that you started to realize, like, maybe they're not working on this stuff because it has nothing to do with Squadron 42, so they've just given it to somebody else as an extra sort of thing. And they talk about Reputation V2, but we still don't have that. So let's take a look at, like, that whole, how that situation went down back in 2023. Destroy, good to see you in the chat, my dude. This is an OG video, yeah. Shadow of War, that's right, thank you. All right.
I wish I were better at this. In a recent monthly report, it states the team has now taken over Reputation. What are the plans for the near future with expanding Reputation for players in the game?
Okay. Yes, Reputation. Yeah, we've taken it over from USPU, and there's a few things that we're focusing on, and one of the most important parts we think we need to get out is reputation-based hostility. So we want it so that you can do missions for, like, the Ninetales in the verse, and when you do these missions, you gain reputation, and you can gain reputation to a point where you're allowed at their outposts because you're friends with them. You could be doing Siege of Horizon, and they won't shoot you because they think you're friends. But then what needs to come pretty much at the same time or directly after that is like sandbox reputation hooks. So these are things like, if I shoot Ed, my reputation with Luke.
Ed.
Yeah, you're right next to me. Listen,
it could be Jared.
If I shoot Jared, my reputation with the entire community goes down.
Apologize when you win.
I know, right? Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
But your reputation goes down. If you shoot Ninetales, your reputation would decrease with them. And if you keep shooting them, they're going to start hating you. So even though you could start
It's not just shooting. It could be these
destroying
triggers
their
anything,
ships
really.
or...
No, I only respond to being shot. Everything else you can do. You can curb stomp me, kick me while I'm down, freaking drop my face into horse feces. It's all the terrible stuff, dude. I'll take it. You're still my friend. But if you shoot me, we got a problem.
Yeah, we just want like ways
that
of
includes
going,
nerf.
Players done this. It's against
Mrs.
this
T.
faction, this reputation. So this reputation has allies of these people, so it's also going to a little bit affect them. But they're hated by these, so these people are going to get a positive outcome from your one action.
Yeah.
So we want to have. We're focusing on getting those because we think that's going to make the universe feel more alive and more influenced by your actions as a player. Especially like being able to do missions for Ninetales will allow criminal players to live that life.
Yeah, because I think that's why we chose not to do reputation for Ninetales up till now, because it creates this problem where we go, yeah, but wait a minute, you do these missions for Ninetales and they're supposed to like you, yet you still get missions to murder them, and you can murder them all, and yet they still give you missions. And because there's no connection between those two things, it's where it all comes apart. Yeah. So we don't want to expose that obvious fault, but we want to after this.
This is a very important conversation. We're going to reference this later.
Particular feature work.
Reputation is a very important system to us.
Yeah, we know they're supposed to underpin everything, so, well, many things.
So there you go, Mike. Now stop asking.
And it is entirely possible to want to murder somebody that you like.
Yeah.
I've been in a relationship before.
Of course, you like them. They might not like you anymore, I suppose.
All right, so Ed, Elliot, thank you so much for hanging out, for taking the time.
All right, yeah, I think that was the end of that one. So that gives you a good idea of what they were thinking of reputation. The hostility settings, I think, is like the biggest thing we could all think of. The idea that you could go and get better reputation with, I don't know, even like the way they talk about it here, it even sounds like you could get reputation with ASD and then go into the ASD facilities and not get attacked. But then I guess they start running into the actual game implications of that. It's like, does that mean those people can get the loot? How does that kind of stuff all work? So keep that one in your head. We're going to come back to this and talk a little bit more about what they say in this one specifically once we get to this talk that happened this year. But we'll keep going.
If you do successfully manage.
And here is some stuff that they say about reputation as they got closer and closer to the idea of putting this hostility into the game. How is this going to work with the actual implementation as opposed to just chatting on a show?
To completely wipe the ship clean, then you get paid because you rendered them service, which is also going to tie in with reputation, which the current contracts don't implement yet.
If you do want to get greedy, you can still get greedy. You can still start taking parts off. That isn't part of a mission. You can still go aboard, and there's probably going to be, really valuable things aboard.
What I like about this mission is that it's a bit of a precursor to how we want to start evolving the salvage missions as we go. Currently, salvage missions don't have reputation tied into them. You just buy the contract and you're done. But this is going to start our work towards having more reputation scopes. You're actually going to have rewards coming in with finishing these missions. There's actually going to be a reason for doing these in the long run.
One of the things we'd noticed is that even though they're salvage missions, now that you can take cargo off and weapons off, people are actually leaving the skin. They weren't using the salvage beams as we imagined they would.
Okay, that's just a mention about reputation and salvage. I think it's the next video that talks about the... Yeah, I think that's just a little bit of more discussion here about it.
Like a bunker mission where I have to kill like security guards, I'll be less inclined to do it. But if it's shoot Ninetales and steal their stuff, then yeah, I'm all for it.
So the reputation ladder is going to be tied to these missions. A lot of players care about the reputation ladder themselves in completing that process, but as an extra incentive to climb it, they will unlock the harder tiers of this mission. And in the process of doing so, there will be more data pads that can drop across the mission. it will be more difficult to stay at the location the more data pads you want to retrieve, and you can sift your way through the mission critical items and the extra items of the things you want, load them up, get them out of the UGF onto your ship and away. So it's going to be all about how much players want to go for the extra bonus loot, whether it's worth the risk of staying if they are low on ammo or are being overwhelmed, or if they have enough friends to bring to them to the location, which versions of the mission that they do. So I think it's...
So clearly reputation is being used as a progression metric. That's what keeps coming back up over and over
Like
here.
a bunker mission where I have to kill like security guards, I'll be less inclined to do it. But if it's shoot 9 tails and steal their stuff, then yeah, I'm all for it.
Oops, this is the wrong. Sorry, I meant to jump to this.
This is give the players complete freedom of which side to take. You don't take a contract from Crusader asking for help, or from Ninetales wanting you to help them to take something.
In future, when we have reputation-based hostility and you can make friends with these guys, they will be your cover. So I can see plenty of exciting PvP action that's going to come from this mission.
So this is actually funny because this might be waiting for Reputation, the new version of it. This is a mission that we never actually got. You guys remember the barge heist? This was during an ISC where they showed us a bunch of different missions they were working on. It included the salvage missions. It included the Crusader Island missions and the contracts, but there was this one.
It's the barge that we use in Siege of Horizon, heavily modified, so there'll be lots of entrances and exits. What's great about using the barge is that we can put it anywhere on Crusader, you know, far away from the landing zones and anything that, you know, may cause performance to dip. So there should be no performance impacts.
We've placed a terminal, a cargo terminal inside.
I mean, maybe this isn't related to Reputation. But I think this is a huge holdup. I think Reputation is actually becoming like yet another holdup to our progressing gameplay in Star Citizen. Look at how basic the Reputation gates we're getting right now are. They're doing everything with Wicklow because they don't have other people to hold on to items we can get from Reputation, like Tisha Pacheco and Clovis Darnley and Recco Pataglia. They should all be giving us special ships because we've reached a certain level of reputation with them, right? That should be just one of the rewards we get as we're working up. They have these interesting custom ships at Teach's ship shop in Levski. They should be doing the same with different NPCs around here. And like they want to, but this system's holding them back and we don't know why. I'm going to get to some monthly reports actually that come out this year, and it mentions Reputation V2. But doesn't necessarily mean it's coming soon. Now listen to this. This is this is getting into some of the more new information as they changed from a company focused mainly on Star Citizen to a company focused almost entirely on Squadron 42 for a little while there. But the stuff that they were saying about Star Citizen's development were still consistent.
In different ways, they will be able to power up or down entities such as turrets, gates, and doors. And also,
this is talking about how engineering gameplay that we currently are getting in ships is going to be in space stations too, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Alter life support systems, and also this ties into security systems. So being able to power up or down certain sections of a security system, and security systems in turn will be dependent on security tokens that you will be able to grab from other NPCs in your environment to then gain access to other terminals, to security terminals or other areas.
We're here for this.
Reputation is a big topic for us, especially with Pyro. So reputation, what does it mean? It means that it's basically your...
Chat, does reputation change anything in Pyro right now? Like, does it make a difference? I don't actually know. I know that you can get reputation with headhunters and Citizens for Prosperity, but does that, besides their outposts attacking you, does the outpost actually attack you yet? I remember when Pyro was supposed to be like just a battleground of multiple gangs, and the different gangs would have different reputations and different space stations and outposts and stuff, man. Ugh, good Lord.
Standing your relationship with factions, and factions are the UEE in Stanton, or outlaw gangs, especially now in Pyro. And this will define your play style within this environment. So it will define how you experience the location that you're in a more social context or in a more combative context. So we talk about reputation gates as well, especially in the later presentations. So in the case of the food court, in the rundown station, we have multiple floors. So the first...
Mrs. T brought the tea. Is this a breakfast sandwich? Hell yeah, thank you. We're going over reputation. It's perfect. Who's better reputation than a breakfast sandwich?
This floor is the gang floor, and that might require you to have a better relationship with the owner of this location.
That'd be cool.
Which then will give you unique mission givers that you can go to and accept a mission that are offering you missions themed after the faction or the owner of this location, but also give you access to unique gear, collectibles, ship weapons and items. You might have seen these locations in the demo if you've played it. So to close this all off and move on to the other presentations.
Okay. So that's like a look into the newer version of reputation that they're talking about. Kind of how it gives you access to certain locations, but they come back to it later on in this presentation. And they go over kind of actually this is a pretty big moment in terms of explaining reputation. Tell me how you think they've done on implementing this.
Khan touched on reputation earlier. Let's see how that is applied to the stations. So how does the reputation gate in the entry deck affect gameplay? What happens if we have good reputation? So if you had good reputation, you could go straight through. This is no fuss, and it's the quickest way to maneuver through the station. However, you've got to put the time and the effort in to get to this point. What happens if you neutral reputation? So you might be waved through, maybe you have to pay a bribe, and you don't want to pay, so you're going to have to find an alternate pathing. Or you're going to have to build up your reputation. If you have bad reputation, and for all you naughty ones out there, I know some of you exist, this applies to you. In short, you're going to have a tough time, but you have options. So stealth via other pathways might be one of those options. You build your reputation up from scratch, or you could probably fight. Let's focus on those alternate pathways. The modules in the station are broken up into several traversal areas.
Okay. So that kind of explained it, right? You get to a space station owned by a certain faction. That faction does not like you. You either need to find a new way in, pay a bribe, or fight your way in.
Wow.
As of right now, to be honest, I think I've had more glitches that cause these guys to shoot me at these locations than anything. But that's definitely not happened yet. Now, this could be linked to Reputation V2. Absolutely. We don't really know yet. But they were talking about this as hostility and reputation at this time, November 2nd, 2023. So you jump forward a little bit more to an Inside Star Citizen where they were talking just a bit more about this in detail.
People wandering around. With Pyro being an unlawful system, a lot of people have been experiencing spawn camping, ganking, however you want to phrase it. It's not fun, but it is a part of being in an unlawful system. There are a few sort of key puzzle pieces we are missing to sort of have the intended experience there, which are, we need AI to be there and we need them to be reactive so they can see what you're doing and be able to help the players who are just trying to get out.
Now that just happened, and I totally get that if they needed the AI to actually be working and functioning first, then getting the AI combat fixes that they're working on getting for 4.5 in, and actually having them run well, which didn't happen until after server meshing, were prerequisites. So I understand if those things are holding you up. I do.
We also need reputation.
Reputation really matters. You don't have the UEE doing any kind of patrols.
If someone is sat there ganking people coming out, it get to the point where Rough and Ready are that sick in you, you're not allowed at their stations anymore. You're not allowed to refuel there, land there, rearm. You go anywhere near it and they will shoot you down.
You can gain and lose reputation with the gangs, and they own various locations.
Are you going to be able to go to this station because you've destroyed an entire settlement where Rough and Ready work? You know, you kill this person. How's that going to affect your long-term reputation?
What you do really impacts where you can go and people's response to you.
Okay. Again, being reiterated that you're supposed to get these consequences for what you've done to these factions because they are the ones who control whatever it is that's going on in that part of the game. So moving forward a little bit from here, we have some real nice like elevator style music here. Let me know if that gets too loud. We have a roadmap roundup from March of 2024. That's that same year. Detailing the reputation changes that were coming in with 4.0. Just to confirm, let's jump forward to 4.0 here real quick and double check. So we're meshing AI locations. So maybe it was 323 that it came in. UVA, yep, reputation hostility. Updating the reputation system. There we go. Updating the reputation system so that players can affect their long-term reputation with in-game organizations via means outside of missions, such as reduction of reputation for killing a member of that faction. AI belonging to certain factions will react differently based on their reputation with you. Being an ally provides the player benefits, such as more generous friendly fire thresholds and providing medical aid. Being an enemy will mean harsher friendly fire thresholds and may result in attack on sight. Lawful organizations will not attack on sight as long as they're in a monitored zone, whereas unlawful factions will attack on sight no matter what. This is the foundation. See, that's kind of a big one. It's like basically you're always going to be opposed by lawful factions, I guess, unless maybe you have the reputation that they talk about. This is the foundation for which allows players to become allies with in-world criminal factions and enables places like Rimhex to enforce their own laws. So that is what the feature, at least, description says. Now, as you guys have said, it's not super noticeable, but then again, a lot of the features they've added during the 3.x era have not been. So we'll continue on with the expectations that this is the direction they're headed in. What if you're just neutral to everyone? Then it'll just react however it is for by default, you know? Mean people will be mean, nice people will be nice. Another update. This one was from Xylo. He had just mentioned a little bit about the reputation. As we gear up for this update, we've been making some big changes behind the scenes to refactor the reputation UI. As part of this update, players will find that some elements of their reputation have been reset. This will impact faction reputation and may extend to some mission givers, but will not impact your progress towards the Overdrive initiative. While we strive to avoid wipes whenever we can, it's essential this time to prevent potential losses or issues stemming from the extensive changes in this patch. This just kind of confirms that they can wipe reputation separately from everything else if they want to, but also things were being done with them as recently as last year. So it's not completely forgotten cause. But then we jump forward 1 year to April of this year, where they give us a slightly different take on how reputation is supposed to happen. And I want to be clear, the other guys we were listening to were the gameplay folks. They were the designers, they were the coders, they were the managers that were in charge of the feature developing. These guys are narrative. They handled the lore, they handled the storytelling, and they handle the fluff text that makes up for this reputation. What they're saying here might not be indicative of the design intent of the feature, so much as it's kind of just explaining why the design is going in the direction it is. So I think that there's still plenty to be happy about with reputation here. I just think that this has made it a little bit confusing, but ultimately with the whole lead up to this, maybe it'll all make sense now that we've soaked in all this information. But I'll let them talk, and then we will talk about it ourselves.
Meyer, I thought better of you, man. Why can't we stay on the freedom fighters' side? Why don't you let us be the genocidal terrorists who want to just wholesale slaughter thousands and thousands and thousands of innocent people?
Yeah, I mean,
kind of answered your own question.
Yeah, the Frontier Fighters switching into a pure enemy faction. I know some people aligned with them and they wanted to keep working for them, but our idea was always to have them as an ongoing enemy faction for the rest of the story we're telling this year. And going forward, not every faction that you encounter in the game is going to be one that the players can actively work for. And there are these purely hostile factions, and we need them from gameplay reasons. Is that as the reputation system slowly evolves, we want a similar experience for players who always can arrive in a location and have someone to attack or who is attacking them without having to worry about how the reputation system is going to change how they behave or the dialogue lines, because there's a high cost with that. We do want to have some reputation-based gameplay where the player's alignment will affect the outcome or how they experience these things.
Yes.
But that's going to be much more controlled.
It has to be within reason.
Yeah.
It has to be within technical reason, has to be within feature reason, has to be within time. The amount of time that we can invest into creating different variations. I mean, everybody that's ever played a video game that has branching storylines knows you can only have so many different branches and stuff. Otherwise, it just goes on.
Unlimited
and on,
branches.
It becomes impossible. I say that, and then Baldur's Gate 3 was like, hold my beer. Shout out to Baldur's Gate 3. But even there are limits, and that's like this. So it's limits in time, limits in technology, limits in functionality, and our own desires. It's I don't think we're not making a game where you can do absolutely every single thing in the universe. There's a game we learn every week, the game that we want to make. We evolve, Chris evolves, you guys evolve, we all have different ideas every week and whatever, and we start to think, this is the kind of game we want to make and stuff as we see players react and stuff like this. And
a lot more talk like this now that they're putting pen to paper and getting a lot of these systems actually designed and in the game than there used to be. And I'm here for it. It's disappointing whenever something maybe closes up a little bit in scale or scope, but I appreciate that they've gotten very comfortable now with being like, this is how it's going to be and this is what we have to do. Just be realistic and do it then, Good on them.
It's not to say that maybe someday down the road you're not going to be able to join space Nazis or whatnot, but at this moment where we're at,
I will say no.
That's my point. But at this moment where we're at, it's like, no, that's not something we're really looking for.
But again, going back to the sort of the conversation about the guilds that we outlined in sort of the Road to 1.0 thing, like there's going to be a criminal guild. Like if you are looking for that type of, underworld working for the dark side type, characters and interactions and factions and stuff like that, we have that. Like you will be able to work for those people. But
you can be criminals. You can be criminals. You can be pirates and things. It's just it's just a question of how far into depravity we look.
An early version of the reputation system had a lot more factions that you're working for. They were going to be very localized so that as you traveled from planet to planet, you were starting to build your reputation up. And it turned out like that level of complexity wasn't delivering on the experience that we wanted. So we kind of have...
I don't think we even got far enough to know that. I mean, maybe in their own simulations or something they did, but we never had a reputation system that made it feel like you were actually differentiating your experience based on the factions you were around. Factions only started mattering this year at the earliest. Proximity, thank you for the sub, the Prime sub on Twitch, dude. Hope you're enjoying the stream.
Back so that the factions will ideally have larger differences from each other so that you're not just shuffling back and forth between like 20 identical delivery companies. Like for 1.0, we want each, company that you work for to have its own vibe, its own voice, and those are going to be the ones, and for you to grow along with them from system to system. So a lot of the factions that we previously thought was going to be Pyro only or Stanton only are going to expand out into the other systems so you can have a continuous experience as you travel through the star system.
It's definitely a decrease in scale. And I understand that they're explaining legitimate reasons for needing to do that, but it is certainly a lot of people were like into this kinds of things because they were like, wow, there are going to be a bunch of companies that I can have different things with, you know, and the company, when they come out and they're like, yeah, we're going to do this great stuff and it's going to be cool. And then people are like, okay, that's great. That's cool. I can't wait. This is going to be great. I'm in. I'm signed up. And then 5 years later, they're like, listen, it's not really feasible. And you're like, well, I mean, okay, that's what the other companies told me. That's why I came to this company.
Like, you know, and so I think a part of that is kind of limiting who you're going to be able to grow that reputation with. We're going to have local factions and local people that you can still get paying jobs with and do small mission chains with, but you won't necessarily be earning a permanent reputation with them that's tracked and affects other people. So it's going to be a lot more focused and hopefully deliver a more in-depth experience for those factions that you do work with.
That's why it's a little bit confusing, because now my question is like, does that mean that if I run into a security guard that works for whoever the security person is, but they're at Hurston, are they going to shoot at me at Hurston? And like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it just doesn't make it as sure. It doesn't make things as clear anymore. But let's continue on this back half.
PMC.
Okay, so Foxwell is out there now.
Shut the city down, so it's besieged before they would just shut the city. Will Orison be taken over?
We've had a lot of focus on the Pyro gangs recently. This person would like to ask if you plan to focus on each of the 4 Stanton corporations a little more and their stuff.
Sure. No comment.
Okay. That's going to lead. I'm going to go right into the next question. We have introduced relatively recently, within the last 6 months.
I mean,
Foxwell.
everything's relative.
Yeah. Foxwell is now, this new. I guess they're a PMC. Is that how you would classify them?
I would call them a security company. I don't think they're solid enough to be a PMC.
Okay, so Foxwell is out there now giving missions. They seem to be taking some of the role that Crusader and Hurston Security would have in the past. Is that accurate? What's?
Yeah, it's part of our 1.0 alignment as we head towards that goal of. For the major landing zones, it was causing potential issues for players to be able to earn negative rep with these companies and seeing how, like, I worked for Crusader Security, I pissed them off, like, I attacked them. What does that mean for me accessing the content in Crusader now? And it had a lot of like knock-on ramifications of, it was really complicating things, having the 4 corporations who control these planets also be reputation factions. So we're going to slowly start changing towards them being more local factions where you can work for them and earn money for them sometimes, but not necessarily keep a long-term reputation with them. Instead,
so that's the second time in this talk that he's kind of confirmed that like there are factions that you can do missions for, but you can't earn a long-term rep for. So basically, the developers will always choose what our actual relationship is with these factions. So we can't necessarily like make them angry at us, but we also don't always have all of their missions unlocked. I don't know about that. If that's true for just like a very small amount of factions, that's one thing. But even with just the way that they were talking about this stuff back here, or not even, we don't even have to go back that far. We could just go back to like the most recent talks like this, where they're talking about that faction and that control, they're going to fine you. They're going to make it harder for you to come in.
What happens if you neutral reputation? So you might be waved through, maybe you have to pay a bribe, and you don't want to pay, so you can have to find an alternate pathing. Or you can have to build up your reputation. If you have.
So how far does this push against the other one? Right here, they're saying this is about like the local factions, like Crusader and R-Corp, which is it's a weird situation because there aren't very many systems or planets in Star Citizen that are owned by corporations. So this could be a weird situation because of the way that they are, but They could also say it's the same for all the planets in the system. I'm not really sure. It really feels like there should be some level of people being locked out of content because of the choices they've made. That Star Citizen has very much been trying to push consequences. You don't have VTOL thrusters, you can't fly as long in atmosphere. It's not something they said yet, but it's getting there. You don't have a second shield generator, you can't use any more shields. You got a ship with low armor, your components are taking damage faster. You wore a helmet that doesn't have a vacuum seal, you can't go outside. Oh, you don't have a high heat suit on? Don't go to aerial. Like, everything is about consequence and choice and all that. It would be weird for them to not have a reputation system that highlights the poor decisions you've made. And at the very least, like, maybe make the threshold for getting actually shot at by these factions really high, but at least give us like a mission to get back into their good graces. I don't know, man. That's why, again, I lay all of this out so that you can hear it, listen to it as many times as you want, try to come to your own conclusions. I am legitimately a little bit confused as to what they're saying and what direction they're going in and to how much they want to scale this back. But my only hope is that we can find out next year. Now, I don't know if I can find any mentions of this, but the reputation system V2 has been mentioned in some monthly reports over the last year. So it's something that's getting some light work done on it. But we don't, that doesn't ever really tell us anything these days. So it's not either of those. Let's try September. No. I know that it was at some point this year. What's up, Rebel? After a certain point, there should be no real way to get back in someone's good graces. Yeah, I'd give them some wiggle room for a video game, but I definitely believe that if they decide to remove the consequences of this stuff for some of these factions, it's gonna be weird. I mean, I'm sure they'll figure it out to the point where it's not. It just really a weird way for things to change. Dude, I know that I saw something about Reputation V2 this year. When do they usually go on holiday? Like the 22nd? Depends on the month, the days of the month. They'll probably go, on the 22nd this month. So 19th will be their last day. A couple people will be there over the weekend. No, guys, I guess. Here we go. October. Work progressed on the feature shown at CitizenCon Direct. System-to-system hauling progressed well, with devs adding new missions that will require players to take items between star systems. These missions will expand the hauling career until Reputation V2 is implemented. It's like one of the few little mentions we get of this, and this is really the most recent news we've gotten on it, that Reputation V2 is still planned to be implemented, and it will have some mishmash of the different things talked about throughout these years. But with this talk throwing a little bit of cold water on it, I don't exactly know what to expect. I hope this has been a decent summary and it's let you know kind of where things are kind of headed. And we'll check back in on this in the new year when hopefully they start talking about it some more. People have been waiting on engineering the whole time you've been waiting on reputation. They're both really important. Imagine not being able to play through certain, not being able to play through the content. I missed it. I missed that comment. Players have to fix their rep, so lame. Basically, all landing zones rep doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, I think they're. If they haven't already removed it, I'm pretty sure they plan on it. Not being able to play through the content from this year because you chose the Freedom Fighters, nothing to do all year. For right now, it might be a little bit weird. I get that because there's not that much content, and I think that's why they've held off on doing this for a while. But content is growing, and it would be very much appreciated if they could at least come out and say, hey, we're not going to have that for in this situation because the content's limited and we want you guys to experience everything, but our ultimate goal is to do it this way. What he's saying here is like not necessarily a temporary thing. This is design intent. He's saying this is too complicated. This was going to get too far, so we are limiting it. Think it's a good idea to swap between the Intrepid and the Clipper? Honestly, I don't even think you need the Intrepid at that point. They're both great ships, but Clipper's got you covered. Alright guys, I want to go in and test some more engineering. What do you say? Y'all interested in seeing sparks fly and ships burn? My goal is to get a sense of lower scaled weaponry against higher scaled armor. So I want to get like a Polaris or a Perseus out, and I want to get some folks in dogfighters with size 2s, 3s, mainly size 2s and 3s, and see what they can do against a ship of that size. If you were, say, out there solo or out there with 1 or 2 people and you got mopped by like a group of 4 or 5 dogfighters. If you are in GII and you would like to join up and be a part of the test, I'm going to be opening a voice channel here, and I'll have maybe first 6 folks that jump in. If you guys want to join, feel free to. I love this song. It's just singing so happily. I'm not feeling fine. No, no, no. Oh, hello, good folks.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hello.
Y'all interested in potentially blowing up ships?
For sure.
It's gonna be fun. If y'all could send me a friend request in the PTU, I will add you to our party and we'll launch in a couple minutes.
Do you want me to get some fuses ready and stuff?
Sure.
All right.
Anybody here have a Polaris?
I do.
All right. How about a Perseus?
I do.
Okay. Well, let's see how many more people get in here before we launch in, and we will do one or the other of those. If you don't mind sacrificing it to the testing gods.
Where are we going to spawn?
We could just do our corp.
I still need to unlock my friend list.
Ooh, yeah. That's an annoying one.
Have you performed enough sacrifices for the session to run well?
I don't think so, actually. Wallet sacrifices? Like ship purchases?
I haven't done one of those in a while.
Yeah. Get a plushie here or there. At least I can cuddle. I can't cuddle with my spaceship. You rock. You know that? Cool. Size 2 and 3 railguns along with the broadsword cannons are available at New Babbage and are very effective. There are size 2 and 3 railguns? I thought the Idris said the only railgun. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate you. You're appreciated. Appreciative. .5 is not live yet. No. All right, party invite sent. Yeah, if you'd like to join in GII as our organization, the Garden Interstellar Initiative, it is a great group of people. !org if you wanna check it out. Actually, I see somebody already put the link in the chat. Generally, whenever I play, I'm jumping in with the org because otherwise we don't know what we're getting into, to be quite honest. You never really know. And error D. Alrighty. Mihai, just waiting on you, and then we're gonna launch.
Yeah, it doesn't suffice to just make a new character. You have to launch it in game first. So.
Oh, you still have to get in, right? No problem. In that case, do you want to just join in on us?
Yeah, I already launched to a server. As soon as I'm in, I can get the party. Well, friends
we can just join in on your server.
Do you see me already?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect then.
See if you can even, maybe you can get the party invite while you're, oh no, it doesn't work, huh? In PT, you have to go back out to the menu.
Last time, yeah.
Alright, I'm pulling us into his server. Good food pics if you're into that kind of thing. Yeah, not foot pics. Good food pics. Yeah, so our org is actually just one part of our Discord server. The whole server is meant to be for all the things. Food pics, as mentioned, pet pictures, real life stuff, talk about movies and music and things. Try to keep it pretty friendly. Mrs. Tomato is the deputy, and she carries a large hammer softly. So we keep the peace, we make sure everybody feels comfortable expressing themselves, defending themselves, and just having a good time talking with each other. And we play Star Citizen when the mood becomes us.
Okay. We need to bring a lot of them.
Yeah, Fuse is going to be one of the most crafted things in the game, I bet.
So I'm in game.
Do we have a foot channel, PK? I didn't know.
If you're forming a party, or I should.
We joined on you, so I'm still getting pulled in.
Okay, but you already had a party going.
Yeah. I'll send you a party invite.
What do you want us to take out?
Let's get a Polaris. So we'll get like 2 or 3 people in the Polaris, and everybody else get either like light fighters. Nothing with size 4 weapons or bigger.
And I'll pull Polaris up.
Mine is at Everest Harbor right now because I was testing.
You can call mine if you want.
Oh, no problem. Mihai's
already
got
one.
I realize that I've got like this skewed perspective of engineering, and I think this is just going to be happening a lot for all of us. But we were testing extremes, and so it was like, as soon like we had I mean, you guys saw. Well, maybe you saw, maybe not. We had Ferrister outside of our ship firing with Ares Inferno from like 100 meters away right into our engineering bay. And then being like, wow, that took out our components so quickly. We didn't have any armor. So I'd like to get a more realistic idea of it today.
Have they upped the values? I didn't see the patch notes.
No. I just like not with an Inferno and not without any armor. Does anybody need an extra ship, like a single seat fighter or anything? No? Okay. I'll just hop into your Polaris Mihai. Where are you going to be spawning?
Area 18.
Okay. Can I meet you up nearby Genie then?
Sure.
What should we take to land in the Polaris? How about an Intrepid? You got me a little bit oh, we don't have the Intrepid, Sag. Yeah, you got me a little interested in it after you mentioned it. It's a nice ship. It's charming. I don't know, there's something about it. Rubs me the right way. Inappropriate. We should all wear Santa hats for the next month. Dude, I'm gonna be consistent with it. It stays in here. If you want to join me, I love the holiday cheer. Call me Holiday Cheermato. Guess I could just take the Super Hornet. Just in case we need an extra. Ooh, I could also use it for my salvage, you know? I can easily get some repair material off of my own ship. Is armor in, or do ships that are supposed to have armor just have generic HP buff right now? It's not proper armor. Somewhat armor. There is a huge pushback against locking people out of content in this game, whether it's because content's focused on groups, or focused on solos, or focused on ships, or focused on foot, or combat, or engineering, or mining, or reputation. Always pushback against locked content, and I think that's just because we don't have much content. By the time everybody actually has things to do every day, I don't think people are going to care that much if they're getting rep locked out of something, as long as they know there's a clear way to get back to that point. Wow, it's a little... My eye track is a little jumpy. Probably the Santa hat. They should add a Santa hat in game. They're gonna have to come up with lore to explain where the heck Santa comes from at this point. So that's gonna be a minute. Need to pull out all Auroras? That's a little too boring. Where's everybody coming from today?
Engines offline. Engines online.
In-game you mean, or?
Yeah. Like where you fly. Oh boy. Ginny. I'll see you in a minute.
Parking and docking by Genie.
Oh nice. You get over here quick.
Yeah, I had my Polaris. I been logging my Polaris yesterday. So it was quick.
It's a glorified bedroom. Yes. Did it not go through?
I didn't see it.
How about that one?
I know, it's stuck on hangar request.
Yeah, you might have to go back to the main menu to get it. You want to
They
fly
changed
up
something about the
here?
lighting?
Sorry.
They changed something about the lighting?
It might, maybe, because of Vulcan. Might have notice something different with the lighting. If you want to come up here, and then I can hop on your ship, and then you can log out, so that we don't lose the ship.
We can do that, yeah. Well, if I meet you at if I meet you at Baijini anyways, I'm gonna just get the friend request and I'm live.
Well, I've got your friend request. You're on my friends list. You're just not getting a party invite.
I'm not sure if it's engineering doing something or what, but
Yeah, it's bugged in the PTU.
it's super. Well, no, I don't just mean that. I took off with the ship. I was starting to align myself up to Baijini, and I switched to nav mode basically, and like my engines turned off.
Oh yeah, the energy distribution.
How are you supposed to fly if your engines turn off?
Oh, you need to turn off the engines back.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard when you're falling to the ground.
Too bad. Figure it out. If you can't figure that out, you don't deserve to fly a Polaris.
Ah, that's not.
In the middle, you said up to size 4, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So try not to get a size 4.
Howdy.
Hello.
Logan.
Taking forever to get a group going. Oh, nice. Taking it forever to get a group going is why a lot of people want stuff to be solo viable. Many people just don't have time to spend an hour trying to get a group together. To be quite honest, though, I think that again is judging what they need to try to avoid is designing the game based off of problems that they're creating for themselves in the alpha. If they respond to everything that is a problem for players right now, then the game is going to play so weird when it actually has all the features and things that are supposed to be in it. Like, in the future, you are supposed to be able to log off in a spaceship with all your friends. And I get maybe you don't play with the same friends every time, but even then, we don't have player bases. We don't have one-click equipping. We don't have reliable logging on and off wherever we want. These are all things that will speed up the ability to group up with your friends and get going quickly. Hell, there's going to be content in the actual cities of the game, so you don't have to get on a bunch of space stations to go, or spaceships to go places. It's just, the content is so particular right now,
God, what is even happening with the ship?
and the systems are still so basic that I would be worried about them making big decisions on how the flow of the game works if they haven't even gotten it really working. I do agree. It's not fun to have to take, 10, 20 minutes to start up. But there are things that they could do to fix that besides just like decreasing the amount of group viable stuff. You can't base the time right now since we have no social tools in the game yet. Yeah, there's that too. I mean, look at how long it's taken just to get these freaking party invites to work because of the glitches that we're undergoing. I don't know if Gimbal got it. Gimbal, did you get the party invite?
I hopped right into load screen, so no, I missed it. Got it.
We shall see. They should do two things before the holiday break. If they decide to release 451, remove power plants exploding. 2, let us repair armor in the field. I'd love to be able to repair armor, but that's why I'm having this test right now, because my idea of armor is pretty skewed. I think I think you could have armor only be repaired at space stations and stuff as long as it lasts a long time, and that's what I want to find out right now. How long does armor last? What's up, D-Sky? Glad you like the videos, dude. Hope you enjoy the streams as much. Welcome in. I don't know if they fixed the AMD driver issues.
Probably best to set spawned by Genie.
Probably, yeah. Once I find you, I will land. And then you can go ahead and log. How far out from the station are you? Oh, there you are.
On me?
Yeah. You denied my docking request?
I got out of the chair just as I got the message, but I'm not sure I could have fixed it. Anyway.
Oh, rude. Alright, I'm down.
Engines offline.
Hello.
Shields, weapons off.
Gonna take us close to IG. I don't know if I need to log off. You can probably just send me a...
Let's see. I'll try and send it to you physically.
There you go.
Hey, nice. Alrighty, so at this point, we'll have, let's see, 2 of us on the Polaris and 1, 2, 3, 4? 4 of you guys in ships?
Sure, whatever you want.
We already took a bit of damage when I was getting out of by Genie with that engine incident. I'll just go repair quick.
No, there should be 5 other people.
Yeah,
So,
it'll take a while.
okay, in that case, if we're gonna go ahead and dock with Bygenie, then Rebel, could you hop on the Polaris with us?
Sure.
Are you still on the? Are you still on Bygenie?
I'm on Bygenie right now. I am going to the hangar.
Yeah, I'd like to have one more person on board just as like a turret. So that we can put some shots in the air and keep people moving around.
Just spawn here.
Nerfly asking the real questions. How long does armor be though? Yeah. Day's doing okay, my dude. I just had an amazing breakfast courtesy of Mrs. T. Got to go to the gym this morning, which is always a lovely way to start the day. And now chilling with chat. One of the best chats out there. Testing some Star Citizen. Hopefully causing some trouble.
We're going to be at talking for what?
You love the idea of the ship being busy, as even with 10 people on it, Idris, it feels empty, so having the AI would create the atmosphere of a true warship. having AI crew. AI crew would be amazing, but the complexity of it is going to be incredibly mind-blowing. You know, it's just, there's so much. Like, each of these ships is custom built. It's going to take so much. But we'll see. Okay, so let's get an idea of how this ship works for engineering, because I am going to have to keep it running here. Most of the engineering is all right here. So we got a relay with a few fuses. I don't know if this is a thing. Yeah, this is an engineering panel. Not sure if that's a component. And then back here, oh, they're like, none of them are size 2s. Ooh. I don't have any. I only have 24 actually, so.
100. Need to get out of place.
You got a Android?
Yeah, but he's all the way in Levski. Let's go to... Jeez, they don't sell them at Baijini, right?
No.
Alright, let's go to... Let's go to Arc L1. Anybody else who's in a fighter, go ahead and meet us out there. You need more deets on the breakfast? Oh, she has taken to remaking the McDonald's McGriddle with homemade ingredients. And it's so much better. It's like if McDonald's wasn't stingy with their ingredients. Yeah, I can see how these kinds of panels probably feel a little basic for folks. I feel like I did not see much of the component access just now. Let's go back there real quick. Man, this ship is so big. There's a whole bottom side of engineering. You have to use this elevator to get down.
Okay, one.
Yep. Technically, they call this the cargo bay deck. But there's plenty of engineering stuff going on down here, if I'm not mistaken. Although, it looks like our engineering displays are all... Yo, is there a possible glitch with the Polaris? I feel like the engineering displays aren't working. Oh.
Yeah, I saw that, but the purchase have working all both, so I don't know.
Yeah, the kiosks down here on the Polaris are not lighting up.
Have you tried the one next to the torpedoes?
Yeah, and the one in the engineering bay itself works. It's just all the other ones that aren't. Yeah, the one in the torpedo bay is the same. CIG has canceled engineering. They have heard your complaints. And they said, okay. They said, we hear you guys don't like this. We'll just forget about it. It's not important.
I'm sure.
Could you imagine if like the people who were like, why are they doing this? Nobody wants this. And CIG just came back and said, you know what? You're right. We made a mistake. We're just gonna... There's no power systems in spaceships anymore.
Returning sources.
Yeah, this one monitor does work. So I guess that's where everything's taking place. I've heard bad things. Oh, I see. So the shield generators are the gigantic thing in the bottom. Power plant's right next to that. Life support is right next to us. Radar, quantum drives. Jeez. The Polaris components are quite spread out.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah.
People are complaining that some ships you just lose all components because they're all fun.
No, it's a good thing. It definitely seems like they don't make good use of engineering, the engineering bay though. Dude, the life support module was huge. Holy crap. Sorry, they fixed what?
The first CPU couldn't reach the moving power plant, the Polaris to repair it, so after it was taken out, it was impossible to repair it.
Oh.
Like, you could even jump inside and where you take that damage to try to repair it.
I see.
Okay, we're docked at
CIG turned them off? Why?
We're going a little shopping spree.
Cool. Gonna go and grab some fuses. Let's get anything else we might need, and then we'll get out and go. How many? Who's in a fighter that is not nearby and like ready to get started? Cool. Everybody's at Arc L1?
Yes.
All right. We can take turns. So like, if you want to also head into the station and grab anything you need, if you want to hop into the Polaris for some engineering at some point, feel free. I think this is the wrong door.
We're on the starboard side.
Oh crap!
I think we are only missing Lightning. He's still on Nix.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Almost level ship. All the elevators are moving very slowly.
I think we can leave the Polaris docked there, but maybe just close the door for the last person out because there are players in the station.
Toes! Door closed. They turned off all of the Polaris' secondary engineering panels, according to Vasson. You wanted to know if there are ways to sabotage and have mods offline in another person's ship. Mods offline? No. You can't do things to people when they're offline. What would I say is the cutoff size ship before it gets too painful for solo players? It depends on what you're doing. If you're not getting into... I believe they're in the weapons. Yeah. If you are not getting into combat, then you're not going to have any problems soloing ships in this game. That's just the way it is. And I think for that reason, most people are not going to care or notice engineering all that much outside of maybe a couple times bumping into it here and there. I genuinely think engineering is going to be so widely overblown for so many people, but that's okay. That's how everything in this game is. That's how physicalized cargo was. Everybody's saying that physicalizing the cargo is going to ruin everything about Star Citizen for me, and then they, like, 2 months later, they realized, oh wait, I don't actually move that many boxes. I'm not a cargo hauler. Most people are not dogfighters. Most people are not getting into combat constantly. And the people who are already dedicated to repairing their ships and reloading their stuff all the time anyways.
Smart buy.
Well, yeah, you can keep your Percy, but like, what are you using your Percy for? If it's for running small bounties, then you're good. We're having the discussion about Medgel. Yeah. Hell, you could say my own discussion about Reputation is the same way. PvE versus PvP makes a big difference. You know, that's a bummer because that just means people are going to focus even more and more on what is a quote-unquote PvP location. I don't know who that is. You think using engineer to overclock certain systems would be a great way to use it? Well, there was supposed to be a tuner engineering position. We still don't know much about that. Maybe overclocking will be a thing. Oh. Wait, wrong hangar. Wanted to know if there are ways to sabotage. Oh, I already read it. Engineering has been talked about recently as a way to buff a ship rather than a thing you have to do to avoid debuffs. Yes, yes, yes. Alright, I am getting back to your ship now. No rearming ballistics yet. Only torpedoes and whatnot. Oh, that's weird. Wonder if we see a new chairman's letter soon. Celebrate 1 billion in a record year. Yeah. Hey guys, Chris here. Thanks again. Y'all f***ed it up this year. Keep buying the ships. Good job. But also, you know, you can take a moment. You can celebrate how much the game took steps forward. It stepped forward, even if it needed a little walker to do so.
You only have the small one there, Rebel.
I got 2 fuel canisters for the big repair tool if you want them, because they come empty, so you need to refill them.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't find a big one, so
You can have mine.
okay, I'm going back to the ship.
Are you back on the ship already, Mihai? I can't even see your name anymore.
I'm in the elevator with Rebel. Or getting there.
Can't see Rebel's name either.
Where are the ASOPs?
It's weird.
Yeah. Party tags are kind of broken in 4.5 from what I've seen.
Yeah, a lot of this year it was super playable PK. They did have a lot of sales. I would be really interested in seeing how a year like this performs without all the sales, but with the performance and content. Because I do think that a lot of it is the content, like you're saying. It's not necessarily as weighted on the additional ships as people might say. All these systems are part of Squadron 42 on top of the story. They finish Squadron, then focus on Star Citizen and moving everything over. Hopefully.
Oh, I cannot drop it.
I just wish there wasn't armistice zones at these space stations, man.
Press O.
Especially now that we're starting to do engineering and stuff, like there's going to be more things that a player needs to do while they're in these locations. Whether it's docked on a capital class ship or just floating outside of another ship in this area, and we need to figure this out with armistice zones, because we got to be able to do things.
Oh yeah, there's Tamino with no marker.
Welcome. Yeah.
You got a marker, you just don't have a nameplate.
Oh,
the marker only shows up when you're really close.
All right, so we good?
Almost.
Rebel, are you on here? Or did you and Air switch places?
No, I'm still in the ship.
Oh, I'm breaking him a repair tool. And some full canisters.
Ah.
I will get off now.
You got the goods.
Yeah.
So it's you, it's Tomato, Rebel, and I on the Polaris?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just wait for Arity to give the go-ahead, and then I think we're good to go. So we'll just go ahead and jump out somewhere kind of random in space, and then everybody else jump to that point. What I want to do is just kind of have the Polaris flying around, maneuvering, staying away from the ships. We'll be shooting back with whatever turrets, Rebel, you would like to use, and then I will be trying to just watch the engineering system, at least for this first one, just to see what kind of damage you guys are doing, and I'll call you off if at any point we need you to stop shooting.
Right.
After that, we can start just kind of taking turns.
I'm off the Polaris, so you guys can dock.
All right.
Okay, I'm docking.
Since we're dealing with fighters, I think I'll go on one of the top turrets near the bridge.
Okay. Jesus, Polaris only has one cooler. Just doesn't have a lot of power in general.
Any particular location in space you want, or just anywhere?
No, just anywhere. Need a safe word. The safe word is stop. It's a big cooler, but it's still just one. I guess it's split into two sides. No, that's the shield generator. Shield generator, cooler, life support, quantum drive, power plant. So it's got one of every component. Sketchy Polaris.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, it would be nice to be able to get access to these components from up here. Okay, we all ready?
Where did you guys jump to?
Middle of space.
Yeah, were you guys able to
Right
jump
above
to us?
Pyro Gateway.
I will try.
Just select Space Tomato from the map.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
Alright, I'm gonna give you some more weapons power. And we're missing radar.
Also.
Sorry, what was that?
I'm here.
Okay, you guys want to go ahead and start shooting? Let's keep it kind of realistic in terms of engagement distances, so around like anywhere from 5 to 1,200 meters. Just kind of pinging off shots, not continuous fire, but like you would normally in a battle. And Rebel, if you could just put some fire on them to keep them dancing.
How do you want me to maneuver the Polaris? Anything particular? You want me to try to be more invasive?
Yeah, just try to spread out their fire. Keep the shields up. How many ships are currently on us? 2?
3.
3? Okay, cool. 3 ships attacking is not bad.
Radar is off. Yeah.
It happened to me too when I put too much power into weapons, it took them out of the radar.
Alright, so far you guys haven't put any damage into the armor.
Well, let's try these size ones.
We use missiles?
Yeah. Have at it.
Oh, close.
How are shields doing?
I don't see any notches.
I'm going to descent them real quick just to see what happens. I'm going to turn shields off for a little bit. Alright, so we immediately started taking some more armor damage. Components are all good. before, if you would lose shields in a ship like this, how long would you guys say it would take to blow the ship up?
A long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you have torps.
I've done some missions with these big ships without shields, and the NPCs were not able to blow it up.
Okay.
Even after 50 minutes, still no damage.
So it seems mostly it's just weapons taking damage right now. Oh, a little bit of component damage going on.
Last one down.
Running some repairs on our cooler and power plant. But you definitely, like, if you're in a battle like this, I feel like if you get into intense battles where you might or might not lose, you probably have to have somebody just stay on the console the whole time. Too sketchy to be running around.
Did you turn off the PDs?
No.
No.
Ah, because we
don't have enough.
Okay.
Oops.
Yeah. No, we are in the group, and they fixed that.
Uh-oh.
I saw
We got emergency lighting going on. I unfortunately...
engines are off.
Engines?
Yeah.
Alright.
We're distorted, that's why.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you guys keep going.
Are you back on?
I'm getting back up to engineering right now. Ah, sent me too high. Looks like we are getting more bullet penetration, so I'm guessing our armor is whittled down quite a bit. Yep, armor's down to 42%. It's a cooler failure.
No energy on weapons.
Yeah, redirecting energy now. You should have weapons back. We're in nav? Okay, giving you full thrusters.
No raiders.
Radar's up. Wait. Okay, radar should be up. And you have life support. Okay, armor is at about 34%. They're gonna have to give you a list view of all the fuses in the ship. There's just no way to be able to see what fuses are out and what aren't.
Turrets are not functional.
Maybe because we don't have any flips.
Yeah. Okay, giving you a little bit of power to weapons, but we are limited. Like, where are my relays that I'm missing?
I wonder if the quantum is broken because I see like a different icon on the MFT. And like the warning icon is being broken on.
That means it's damaged. But right now we're in SCM, so I can't even test it. More power to weapons for you.
I think
Yeah, it's not even letting me put more power to them. Just really difficult to select relays. I think that's the hardest part right now. Almost out of armor. Armor at 7%.
So this is about when I would be going to quantum, pulling it away.
Yeah, this is when you would want to be bugging out, I think.
Want to blow out for repairs, or do you want to continue until we catch fire?
Let's keep going. We're gonna start losing relays soon. Yeah, I've got to figure out what's...
And on quantum, and now we're back nice by those unbroken turrets. So
Yeah,
we only have
repairing
one
a cooler.
So I think what you're doing in the, like you set a preset or something in the engineering, it's overriding the rest of the ship.
Oh, I'm not even in engineering. I'm repairing components.
Okay, I was trying to give pips from the co-pilot seat to weapons, and they just go back down to 1.
Yeah, it doesn't allow weapons to get more power for some reason.
But we're distorted.
Yeah, we just lost cooler. Headed back up to engineering. Putting power back to cooler and thrusters. You should be moving again. Radar is back on. I don't know what even happened to power. It's just like the power supply just stopped. Armor is at... Oh, okay. Armor is at 0%. I'm putting shields back up. So if you could get us a little bit of distance, we could probably get our shields back up and I could get some time to repair. Y'all and the fighters keep going. Still doing okay relay-wise. 3. Our shields back up?
All except the rear shields.
Cool. I'm going to be doing some repairs now. Probably should have lowered the core back down, yeah. Forgot about that. Cooler's back up. Roger that. Shield generator's back up. So it took like what? How long did it take for the armor to go down? 10 minutes? Yeah, I mean, that was because we turned the shields off ourselves. It's like 4 ships, I guess, against the Polaris. It's like, I wouldn't expect them to be able to take a Polaris down.
With shields? No.
Yeah. Yeah, if you put the shields up, they definitely won't. But if you don't have shields, they eventually will.
Not exactly an anti-cap shield either.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, these are just Hornets. If you threw in a Mantis with these, or a Meteor with these, or, like, even an Ares, would the Polaris be overwhelmed? A flight of Ares, yeah. The distortions definitely make a big difference. Is it as complicated as it looks?
Try a different strategy.
Not really. I think it's not so much complicated as it is overwhelming. Can you say it again?
Let's try a different strategy here.
Ah. Yeah, I'm hopeful that there will be something visual on components to repair as opposed to just a number.
Yep. It's part of the strategy.
Oh, you are.
Alright, so what is something that is meant to slug it out? Like, what's a ship that I should take in that's going to be getting attacked by low, close fighters?
Because at this speed, they can't really do damage to us. We have a hard time catching up and moving to weapons.
An Idris? Anybody in the group have an Idris?
Yeah.
Thinking we could try this with an Idris next.
Good.
Yeah, Hammerhead's not in the best state for testing, unfortunately.
Response here. So lovely.
So see that strategy, just put all of our shields back to 100%.
What was the strategy?
Drop it down. Smart. Nav mode far enough away so that by the time you get back into SCM, they can recharge before they can get back any damage on you.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, a good team can keep a large ship alive, whether it's repairing, flying faster, or tanking.
That
We
wouldn't
just
work
get distorted.
with sorry, that wouldn't work with the quantum dampener, right? Because it wouldn't right as well.
Right, because you'd be stuck in SCM speed.
We're distorted.
Yep. So it doesn't really matter because all their shields are down again anyway.
Did you drop shield or did you lose shields?
We lost shields. When
We're
we
back
get
up.
distorted, we lose everything.
Get fired.
How do we distorted with their shields up?
Good question.
Their shields were down when they got
Yeah.
destroyed.
We can't
Their
even
shields are
put
fully up.
we can't even put power to weapons. We have a fire? Sorry?
I had our corp.
Oh. No major damage going on. Sakob! Hell yeah, dude. Thank you. Over here on YouTube as well. You don't think the Idris has engineering implemented? Really? Oh man, that's insane. So then what do we use?
The fires are
You sure we're having fires? How do you know? That's weird that we're getting fires. Nothing wrong with our cooler. Yeah, all of our components are like 100% health.
But not the external ones.
I mean, our weapons are low and destroyed.
We have one engine left.
Yeah, so it seems like it's the exterior damage that ends up doing the ship in quite a bit. You lose weapons and thrusters, you're kind of done for. But that's really cool. That's like we can now purposefully target weapons and thrusters on ships.
Oh, I think I could still surprisingly fly this, I guess. But it's not the engine, it's probably like little thrusters. Yeah, no, I have no control. Like if I try to backwards or something, I'm not even slowing down.
I mean, the ship can certainly survive decently enough, but its systems use like a weapons very easily.
Yeah, weapons are a weak point here.
I mean, from a fighter point of view, I think it would be a different fight if you had PDCs and turrets.
Yeah.
A lot of turret gunners.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can't repair that top surface. Oh, you can go outside and fix your thrusters, but like not during a fight.
Well, like all of the main engines are off the ship now.
Okay.
That's why we don't have any control.
Yeah, they're starting to penetrate a lot more now. They're actually hitting our
Did we just crash into each other?
hitting our components. Yeah, so you guys are doing some real damage to the cooler now. Looks like the hull is taking some more damage at 64% down. Whoa. That's one way to damage us. Somebody just crashed into us?
Shifty just joined the Polaris, I guess. That's what it means.
What the heck was that?
We can put him in. Yeah, I see Shifty's body. Do you have any medtens on you, Shifty?
Cooler's still sitting at 75% damaged. Hull is still at 63%.
Are you still alive?
Oh, I'm back at the station.
Okay.
Yeah, already is down too.
So we're beating you guys?
Well, I didn't spell it, I don't know why.
They're beating themselves, it seems.
Yeah. What are you guys saying? You can't solo anymore in this game. It seems like we're even stronger now. Ah.
I finally arrived, so I can finally do some damage.
There's a very big weak point in the Polaris. If you stay directly under the naval guns, there's nothing that can hit you.
Yep, blind spot.
In the front?
Yeah.
Oh, because the rear turret can't reach you?
It's really common with turrets, so they don't have a blind spot right above.
Oh yeah, there's a rear turret, but is it working at this point, or it's going as well?
I don't know. I'm gonna go try it out. There's not much flying to be done anyways.
Yeah, I think we can head back and... So is the Idris not ready for engineering? Somebody was saying that.
I don't know, but I also heard that Deidris loses weapons really fast. We're gonna have issues here.
Are you guys targeting components or no?
Yes.
No.
But I only had size 1 ballistic, so I'm not sure I could get through the armor. Onto the armor was destroyed.
Yeah, or the hull.
Jesus. Done good, some nice damage to our cooler.
Need some help? Is it faster if you're 2 trying to repair it?
Sorry?
Is it faster if we're 2 trying to repair it?
Yeah, 2 people at once speeds it up quite a bit. Yeah, this is almost a Polaris dead in the water fighting back. I mean, we flew around a bit, I cycled the shields, but we haven't had shields for most of this. We had one person jumping in one of the turrets. I think if anything, this does show that, like, if you have a full crew on a ship, there's a pretty good chance, unless you've got the absolute rival to that ship showing up, then you're gonna be good. And to be quite honest, that's almost like magic to me, dude. The idea that if you're flying around in a Polaris and you come across a crew of 5 people in Hornets who like think they're badasses because they've got 5 people and they're gonna take you out, they can't because they're in Hornets, as opposed to if they were in like
that turret, Rebel?
a Paladin, maybe they could do more damage. But
turret?
In a Polaris, and if you have like 5 people on board your ship, you're good. And that's kind of cool. That's a nice confidence to have. But yeah, if they showed up instead with some Infernos, then I'm terrified. I'm in my Polaris and my big ship, but like I can see that they have a ship that is specifically meant to take something like this down, and I'm scared. And I think that's exactly how this game should feel. You should definitely be scared at certain points, but that should be because somebody else strategized against you. It's good stuff, man. I don't think it's going to be perfect here, but this is like a really, really good development for this game. There's a lot of nuance in it, which is why I think the balancing doesn't feel right, and this all feels really all over the place, but this is fundamentally, this is just right.
There we go.
Yeah, those are size 7 weapons. They're going to do something a little different. I think they should double down even a little bit more on how little damage weapons like this do to armor. I think armor should definitely be buffed. But the idea that you are weak to big guns and strong against smaller ones is so... Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. It's when you start to get into those smaller ships like the Constellation, the Paladin, the Star Lancer. That's where it'll get muddy, and it's gonna get weird figuring out what is and is not right for those types of ships. Why don't we do that instead? Instead of going bigger, why don't we try and find a ship that's maybe smaller?
The chef did literally nothing.
I mean, the Perseus is a really good choice. It's about the right size for that. Maybe we should go back to the Perseus and see what it can do against 4 or 5 fighters. I haven't done that either.
The Nectar on the Polaris is useless.
Hey, do you, Mia, do you have a Perseus by any chance?
No, I don't think so. Like I don't, and I don't think you get the loners or the subships on the PTU.
Anybody in the party have a Perseus?
I already discussed.
Would we be able to go back to this station and trade up for that and see what that does against a few fighters?
Sure.
Alrighty. Shall we make our way back to Arc L1?
I'm there right now, so yeah.
Oh,
Chris is
perfect.
there now.
Okay. Yeah, let's head
You wanna
back there
take the
then.
Fighter, because the Polaris isn't responsive. I don't know if we can quantum away.
Oh, okay.
And I crashed, so I'm trying to get back in game now. But
All right. Rebel, how about you? Where are you at?
I am at the bridge right now.
You want to hop into the second seat on this ship?
Sure.
Anybody interested in hopping on the Perseus?
I'll do it. Try the engineering first.
We need to jump to Arca 1, right?
Yeah. Oh, the Polaris is working?
It's working enough, I guess. Not the worst they've piloted this ship.
All right. As long as it can jump, cool. I was about to hop in the Hornet. My birthday is in 7 days. It's next Monday. We're going to be starting a subathon for it. And the goal is to stream all week. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be a traditional subathon, so as long as people are subbing, I will keep streaming. 10 hours on, 12 hours off every day for as many days as we can. We'll be doing giveaways and tortures and a whole bunch of Star Citizen. I'm planning on doing at least one 10-hour straight session of Star Citizen where I just solo it in Nyx and Pyro and see what happens. It should be a good time. I'm going to bring in a couple of guests. We'll play a few drinking games throughout the week. I think it's going to be a fun all week. So if you guys want to check it out and come through for the birthday, well then come through. What's up?
Do you want me to handle party stuff? Christmas looking.
Sure. Yeah, was somebody needing an invite?
Yeah, Techno Chris.
You are a leader.
Thank you.
Your birthday's on the 18th. Happy birthday, dude. A Sag. You have 4 Perseus upgrade tokens from the Starlancer. Does that mean you have 4 Starlancers? We're not in Turkey right now. We're back in the States. Iris. If only there was some way to see who with you has what ship. If only there was some amazing app that was omnipotent when it came to GII. Did we already dock? Are we already here? Hello? What's up? Is that... I already have something on my head. Alright, now I have more on my head. Yay, Christmas. Are we here? Did we dock?
No, because the engines are not performing.
Ah.
Chris, you think chance in a place you can hop out the menus?
Yeah, let me go save my spot at the Argo 1 station here for med stuff, and then I'll log out.
Okay, and just send me an invite for a run request.
Okay, yeah, I had to redo everything because I haven't been in the PTU since the patch dropped.
So which console was it that was working, engineer?
I was going to go outside to see if we can repair the engines manually.
Oh, I wouldn't. It's going to take such a long time. I'm just going to fly over with the Hornet. If you want, you can... I mean, you can repair them if you'd like.
Your main engines are off. Like, you cannot put them back. You can only repair parts that are still on your ship.
No, I don't mean the... This is a super, right?
The issue is that your maneuvering thrusters in the rear are on your main engines.
Are you still in the ship? Oh, you're right there.
Yep.
Whoops.
Back out in menus. There are 2 of you on the search for friends, Kimball.
Just send them to both.
You want the right me?
That.
That'd be nice, yeah. Jumping up to the port side.
Thank you.
We're actually waiting for the alignment. Yeah, don't worry about the body there. That's just shifting.
Please proceed to side landing bay.
Thank you very much.
I have no idea how big the battle cruiser is going to be. It's smaller than the Bengal? Interesting. I would have guessed it was bigger than the Bengal. You're going to earn win in game. That's going to be a heck of a challenge to earn in game. I'm sure it's going to take a high reputation with somebody.
Fine if I just drop you off at a pad.
Mm-hmm.
Landing gear deployed. Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Yeah, the Bengal is
Taylor, do you want
absolutely
to keep
massive.
it with small fighters against the Perseus?
Yeah, somebody should probably bring a heavy fighter too. So, how many people said that they wanted to be on the Perseus? You probably wanted 3 or 4 people still firing at it.
Can do a Corsair.
Okay, yeah, Corsair, yeah, that would definitely send a message.
I have a Super Hornet I could bring, or I could be crew.
Yeah, Super Hornet would be good. Thank you.
Copy.
Thank you, Light.
Sorry, what was that?
I also got a Stinger. I don't know if that's any good.
Oh no, it's your ship. You should be on the Perseus.
All right.
Is it already spawned, by the way, in your hangar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's in my large hangar.
All right. Paladin would be interesting. Corsair's got a pretty good.
I have a paladin I can deliver here.
Paladin
Yeah.
to be efficient would need a second person on the Paladin. Because the Corsair has...
It's not so much the efficiency as just like the weapon sizes. Paladin's
Good weapons
pilot.
on the Paladin are in the turret.
Oh, those are the 4s, or are those 5s?
5s.
Okay. Yeah, all right. We need 2 on the Paladin then. Yeah, Corsair, a Hornet. Rebel, do you have any heavy fighters?
No, the only fighter I have is the F7A.
Could Rebel and Techno, could you guys go in the Paladin?
Copy that. Do we have a hangar for that yet?
I'm pulling my paladin.
And then who had the Corsair?
Gimbal.
Cool, yeah, if you could bring the Corsair. So that would be 4 size 5s, 2 size... No, 4 size 5s, what, 4 size 3s? On the Paladin. Then I think the Corsair has like 2 4s.
2 5s and 4 4s.
2 5s and 4 4s. Okay, so yeah, that's quite a bit of firepower.
I'm pulling my Paladin.
What pad or docking port is the Perseus at?
It's an Eridis large hangar.
Copy.
The Paladin is at... Loading. Little stuff medium hangar.
Do you want more people for the Perseus, or?
Sorry, I thought I got myself mixed up. You wanted me on the Paladin, correct, Techno?
Yeah.
Copy. Thank you.
Let me think. Yeah, Lightning, do you have any combat ships?
Currently in a Hornet, got a Coney, and then larger stuff.
Yeah, could you bring your Hornet just for the beginning here, and then we'll get you on board after that. So that should leave me, Mihai, and Arity on the Perseus, right?
That's what I got.
Actually, in that case, Lightning, yeah, go ahead and join us on the Perseus for this one. So that'll be 1 gunner, 1 pilot, 2 engineers. We'll see how that does on a Perseus against a lot of firepower. I'd say what, 3 or 4 people's worth of firepower. So Mihai and Lightning, give a heads up whenever you guys get on the Perseus, and we'll depart.
I've been there for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Taking an elevator now.
All right.
I need to clear my shaders because I'm having a lot of graphical issues. Nothing game breaking, just annoying.
I'm having that weirdness too. Like I just walked into the Paladin cockpit area and everything is just black.
Oh, that's a non-bug.
Copy. Shaders did seem to be loading a lot faster than 4.4 though.
The jump in armor penetration is huge from size 3 to size 4? Really? Yeah, there wasn't much going on with the size 3s. I feel like it shouldn't jump up that much, you know? Like it's already... That was a decent speed at which they were able to take down our armor. What was that, 4 size 3s? 4 size 3 ships, so 8 size 4s? Or 4 times 4 times 2 size 3s, so 8 size 2s, 8 size 3s. I actually don't know because I don't know what specifically type of Hornets they were. What's up, Wolf's Light? How you doing? In the last podcast, I was talking about Maelstrom not being on the roadmap. In Comms Dive number 3, they say that armor is temporary system until Maelstrom is available. Oh, I know armor is a temporary system, but it's pretty crazy to see that Maelstrom is not on the roadmap for 1.0.
if it's viable to keep.
Yeah, everything does have size
doors
3s
and
these
stuff
days.
open to keep the atmosphere out, so you don't have to worry about fires.
Yeah, it's viable. As long as the doors actually stay open. It's just they, even if you don't get fires, you still have to deal with the heat.
Yeah, there's that problem, but I guess the fire is more destructive. Like immediately destructive.
Yeah. All right, armor health 100%, hull health 100%. All of our weapons looking good. All right, so we've got front turret gunned. Whoa. Front turret is gunned. Mihai, are you going to be just run into components if I tell you they're getting damaged?
Well, I could. I was on a turret, but we don't need it. I'll run around.
Oh, I think one person should be on a turret at least. Who else was on here with us? Not Gimbal. Lightning, yeah. You gonna run around to components as I call them out? Okay. In that case, I think we're all ready to go.
Yes, we are.
I guess I'll stick to the top turret then.
Okay. Have at it, gunners. Wait, why are we not getting power to a shield? Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Okay, we're holding.
Why is this telling me no power?
Where do you see that?
Back shield. Recycle it. Okay, it's good now. That's weird. All right, we're good to go.
You just have to give it a little kick.
Yeah, I guess so. Blowing it. Fight. Definitely taking armor damage faster. Size 4s and size 5s, I guess. We're down to 91%. And plenty of weaponry damage so far.
But you can keep the nose on them. 'Cause now they're under the ship, so I can't shoot anything.
I'll try. They are too fast.
Which target are you going for? There's the paladin that's... Yeah.
Where's the paladin? Oh, there
Take
it
with
is.
Chris.
One shield
Ooh,
down.
armor is falling. Did we lose shields?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, as soon as you lose shields, our armor is falling very quickly.
And we lost
We-
you to the paladin.
Yeah, if we get any space... Oh, god dang it. The repair tool took the empty canister instead of the full one. Oh no. I can't repair.
Switching
Oh.
sides. have no shields left.
Yeah, I can't do anything really to help right now. Unfortunately, it's just completely failed.
We almost took the paladin now, though.
Engines are off.
All right, power supply. I'm getting back up. Oh, okay. Stop shooting. Stop shooting.
Ceasefire, ceasefire.
Ceasefire.
We got fires.
Fire.
Yeah, so I think really once the armor was gone, but I couldn't do any repairs.
Jumping out of the turret to help.
Thank you.
I was constantly repairing the power plant.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm also stopping to repair my paladin because you guys managed to land some hit on my paladin that I immediately lost all shields.
The floor and their tomatoes on fire.
Oh.
And we need to repair the coolers. The coolers are both down.
All right.
Yeah, you guys managed to heavily damage one of my power plants and completely destroy one of my shields.
How's the Corsair doing?
I wasn't in the fight all that much. He didn't touch me.
Okay.
I was a little slow getting here.
Okay, actually it was the power plant failing and the... Yeah, you guys took down one of my power plants and it's like 100%.
I think there's definitely, I don't know what it is, but there's something, maybe it's just like the communication as to what's actually going on with the armor. It feels like it happens quickly. I guess as soon as the shields go down, really.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Something exploded.
Okay, so yeah, our power plant.
Critically. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing is like, when the power plant hits 0, I can't tell if it's going to go critical or not. I guess we just assume if it hits 0, then it's going to go critical at some point. But that's when you would use escape pods.
Is there a certain percentage that you have to repair it to? Or is just like 1% enough?
1%'s enough.
The power plant that was dead in the cargo hold, I had already repaired back up to 9.
How do you actually load the repair canister into the handheld tool?
You can press J to bring up the attachments menu, and you have the location on the bottom of the multi tool you can add it in. You just scroll to the side.
Oh, it's not giving me the option.
Yeah, you can't pull the power supply on the Perseus because it's a size 3.
That's not working. Do I have to have them in my backpack or on my, grenade?
So that was against a Paladin and a Corsair. Although the Corsair wasn't there for the entire time. You hold that the Perseus doesn't hold up well due to the power plant placement. The power plant is super freaking it's the components are just, they get hit so quickly when the armor goes down. But at the same time, it's almost like once the armor goes down, you kind of should be fleeing the battle. If they're getting past your shields. At the same time, armor should last a long time. Armor should draw out the fight.
Then the coolers.
Yeah, the problem is that by the time, like if the armor drops and you're still taking damage in the same way, the amount of damage it takes to get through the armor is so large compared to the amount of damage your components can take that if that same damage keeps going on for 1 second, you lose components. You know what I mean?
Also doesn't help that the Percy has all of the components in the back in one room, almost.
True.
Yeah, and that's where the fire was. So everything gets damaged at the same time.
Alright. What ships do we still have large? Anybody have a Star Lancer TAC by any chance?
Oh, I do. I would love to try to test it.
Yeah, can we give that one a try?
Yeah, let me grab it on Arca 1.
All fighters again?
Yeah, I think mainly like anything medium fighter or down. Pick whatever your favorite fighter is, as long as it's not a heavy fighter.
All right.
Yeah, refill repair canisters if I could. They won't let me do that here. I think I've got enough on my body now, though. I have... Oh, this one's empty. Oh, I lost everything from my backpack.
You see, despite
Mother...
not being great, the Starlancer tech is my favorite ship.
I really like it. It's a good ship.
Like for ground support, it's actually has everything you need.
Yeah, it's really good for just running missions.
And people underestimate it because it can outturn Constellation.
That's kind of crazy. That seems a little bit too fast.
Like, it's not fast in the sense like the ship can go fast, but it can turn and roll very fast.
You're not the most important person in the verse. There are other people waiting.
It doesn't pack the same punch as the Constellation though.
Yes and no. I've seen it destroy like the guns near outposts faster than I can do it with my Connie, because I think the spread of the 4 guns is like better focused in compared to a Connie.
Yeah, the spread is much better. It's just that if you are like going ship to ship combat, it's like you have only 4 size 4s and then 2 size 4s as the remote above the cockpit. If you want more firepower, you need to be broadsiding it with 4 size 4s and 2 size 5s.
Where are you currently at, Rebel?
Docking, landing at Arca 1 to take the Starlancer attack.
Oh, okay. So we'll have to meet you then out here at Baijini. Or we could just fly out to wherever you are. Go ahead and just jump somewhere once you get out of Arcal 1, and then we'll meet you there.
Yeah, I almost exploded my paladin here, but I'm fine.
Yeah, time to kill's too low, I think. Catch you later, Greenie. Have a good one, my dude. I think that balancing armor now would make no sense because they add Maelstrom later on and would balance everything again. I don't think I less of like they need to do it in some certain order and more of just if they don't buff armor, then it's going to be kind of miserable the way that the ships are dying right now. For the sake of playability, I think they should just make it so that these ships are lasting longer on armor.
Okay, I'm going to this Starlancer now.
Man, just let me out of here. You don't think these are even close to final numbers for 4.5? I hope there's a couple more updates to this before it goes live.
You hear about the latest Bandul raid? I try not to let it get to me, but sometimes I just can't help think. What if it happened here?
Alright, how about a Pisces? Make it happen for us, Pisces, come on.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. Hello.
They don't want to give me a hangar. They just don't want me to have a ship here.
My
All right.
silencer tech was actually narrating, so I expedited the claims. It's just 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
All right, we'll head out that direction.
I'm currently in Arca 1 waiting.
Yeah. Just let us know when you head up.
Okay.
Jumping out.
I got the repositioning player bug and I'm stuck. I think the game is telling me I should take a break for the night.
It said you're all done. All right, man.
Good luck though with the rest of the training.
Thank you, dude. Thanks for helping us.
It was a pleasure. Have fun.
Catch you later, dude.
See you, Mihai.
All right, I have jumped into kind of like this random spot, not too far out from Arc L1. Can you guys see me on the map there?
Yep, I can see your marker.
Cool.
Okay, the Sterling's attack is on Rebel Sav's large hangar.
I guess I could have just jumped to the station. That'll probably be faster. You think they're realizing how many more entities all the armor pieces would create? Or looking for ways to not do it?
Okay, game.
Funny realization to have. What happened? What happened?
It's teleporting us around, I think, because we quantum to you.
This hangar's
Let's all
being
meet at the
goofy.
station then.
What?
There we go. Finally, I see a ship.
There we go.
All right. I am on board, Rebel, almost to the ship. Or not on board, on the space station.
It's just gonna be me and Techno on the Starlancer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so we could do a quick test with it.
Yeah, that's fair. I do not have high expectations for the Starlancer, if I'm being honest.
No, I mean, if the Perseus is that weak, then I imagine the Starlancer is going to be a pinata.
I mean, even before 4.5, the Starlancer was very easy to kill.
The entities won't matter once dynamic server meshing goes into play. I don't know, man. It does seem like they are preparing themselves for
Does anyone
optimization
think this is actually
pushes.
extended TTK?
Not at the
I
moment.
think it's extended the possibility, but by default, no.
Fighter to fighter combat, it's straight up elevating the TTK. Like, you're down in 2 seconds if you go up against ballistics right now.
Yeah, from what I've seen, seems to be whoever shoots first wins.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Was that you lifting off?
Yeah, I pressed spacebar by accident.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the door. I'm ready when you are.
Okay, now I'm actually big now.
Alright, don't know much about the layout here, but looks like we got the radar all the way up here.
Okay, they would jump to somewhere random and stop in halfway through.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it looks like everything's back here in this room. Quantum drive, jump drive. He's not actually a thing. Coolers, shield generators, power plant, and we got some relays. Anything else? Yeah, looks like most of our components, if not all of them, are back there. Radar is all the way up front, so you might have to make a run for that one, Techno, but it seems like just about everything we need to worry about is right here in this room.
Yeah, I think it's just radar and life support up towards the front.
Cool. Oh yeah, there's the life support. Okay. In that case, what kind of ships do we have out right now ready to attack?
Hornet.
Avenger.
F7A.
Hornet, Avenger,
Another Hornet?
F7. Another Hornet, cool. Yeah, definitely the kind of crew that could arguably take down a Starlancer. Probably could have grabbed one more turret gunner, now that I think of it.
Too late.
Can we start?
Yeah, you all ready, Techno?
I'm just looking for a spare fire extinguisher. There we go.
All right, let's go ahead and kick it off. Weapons free.
Shoot, they're almost all down.
Yeah, we've lost armor. The hull damage is dropping now. We're losing component damage. Slow down real quick on the fighting, on the shooting, guys. Just see, okay. Just so we have a chance to like get our bearings and see what's going on. So, at this point we've lost a lot of weapons. Well, we've taken a lot of damage on weapons. Components are doing okay, but our hull damage is taking hits because our armor's down. That's when it really feels like it's kind of hopeless. It's like your armor's down, you can protect your components as much as you want, but you guys are in Hornets. And you're whittling down our hull health so quickly. Go ahead and start shooting again. Yeah, it's just immediately falling again, just really fast.
I think that was only like 3 passes of weapon charges.
45, 40, 35.
Oh nice,
32.
I blacked out. The guys got that.
Okay.
22%. So we're going to start to experience some fires here shortly. I think once the hull damage hits 0. You want to keep a close eye on the power plant. 18, 17. %. 5%. 0% health.
Okay.
Fire detected. Yeah, so we
Down.
immediately started getting fire once the hull damage reached 0.
Yeah, it should be really good.
And I was sitting here repairing stuff as you guys were firing.
Yeah, it's just the hull damage. Hull damage is like a health bar. You said the ship is down?
Yeah, no power.
Let me see why that would be the case.
I'm seeing a huge fire right now here in the park.
That's wild because I do not see fire.
Let us scan.
I
And
think
we
that's
can
the-
maybe tell you more.
It's probably the same problem we had with the Polaris and the game showing the fire fire.
See, I saw fire where the shields are, but I put it out.
So did I.
Now I don't see any.
Yeah, I don't see any either. It does say that we are limited. We are limited. Thrusters are just completely off. Shields are blocked.
Does your power plant is destroyed?
No. Well, I mean, maybe. But we didn't... Yeah, I guess... Okay, yeah, power plant's at 0. So that means that the power plant's health just went to 0 then.
Yeah, because I had just turned around and it was at 100%. I had just finished repairing it,
So-
and then all of a sudden it was at 0.
It's a glitch. It's definitely not how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to go from 100 to 0 that fast.
Your self-destruct still looks intact.
It seems like there's a problem with the hull damage. As soon as the hull reached 0, everything went to crap.
Another
But yeah.
thing, we also lost a lot of fuses.
Okay, so that's what it is. That's why we have all the blockages on our shield systems. That's another thing that I think... You know, I bet FPS scanning is probably going to help a lot with this, and it'll like have a little pop-up that shows you a fuse where... Because I can't even see the fuses as I'm running around. I don't know exactly.
Fuse missing here, right above the radar. I just added it.
Okay.
The interesting thing is, because the ship is constantly moving, it won't actually be that easy to board immediately.
Yeah, you'd want like an SRV or something with a big old tractor beam to stop
That's
it.
true. It gives you some time if you're still on board. Because this part would be really interesting. If your ship was disabled and you're on board, you can hear the other ships around you, and your prerogative is like, do we repair the ship and try to get going, or do we prepare to shoot the people coming on board? It's exciting, but if the ship just freaking blows up every time, then it's not so much.
Power plant going critical needs to be like a rare thing instead of the percentage that it happens now.
Also, hull and armor need to drop a lot slower.
I'm trying to find the fuse boxes. I think
They're back in engineering.
There's 2 boxes with 2 each in engineering.
Yeah, I'm guessing the 4th box, if there is one, is probably on the bottom deck.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
But I don't think any ship has more than 4.
You would think an Idris would have more than 4.
Yeah, maybe.
Being such
Maybe
a
the
large
Capitals too. Well.
Well, I managed to take down a F7, so that's a win.
Yeah, I mean, if the ship can last long enough to take out another ship that's attacking, that's great. I think what we're gonna have to try and do in the org is run these kinds of tests twice, one right after the other. Same people, same ships, same weapons. We run the test once with engineers and then one without. And we try to get an idea of how much an engineer can actually help. Like, if you could take out a Hornet without the engineer, but you'd still blow up, that doesn't say much if it doesn't say much for the engineers making it possible for you to take out a Hornet, you know what I mean?
Like, I haven't fully tested it, but from what I saw so far, if you store a component on the cargo grid, it does not take damage.
Oh, really?
So technically, but I'm not entirely sure. I've only tested it once or twice. But if that's the case, then you can hot swap a component.
Only for size 1 and 2. So big ships like this, size 3, you can't.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and also it seems like once you lose the armor, it's just like, what's the point if you're...
Right. Yeah, there's
knock
not
you out
enough
again so fast.
Not enough component health to make replacing a component feel right. You got the repair all button here. No, that's repairing everything. Does that include it's crazy even a ship this big can use the repair all. Wonder, does that include the relays?
Probably not.
And the brushes can also do repair all.
It's a bit glitchy, the power plant thing. Because if it reaches 0%, it's supposed to be non-repairable. But I'm repairing it.
Very glitchy. The whole system is very glitchy. Premium subscription, selling ships for hundreds, and now a repair party button. Sounds like World of Warships. I don't know what that means. This World of Warship allowed you to repair your vehicle?
It's been a long time since I played that, but I think there was like a repair button.
Is that bad?
It's not bad if that's the gameplay you're looking for, I suppose.
It's the consumables that enhance the healing. That's the best part.
Yeah.
I am surprised that you can use it on ships this big. I thought it was more of a small ship perk.
Yeah, me too, to be honest.
I see you're repairing the power plant and the health is going up, but it still says wear and tear 100%.
Yeah, I think that's a glitch. This power plant's done for. As soon as it hits 0, I don't think there's
Yeah.
much you can do.
As soon as you hit 100% health, it glitched and went right back to 20%.
Yeah, I think 20% is the max you should be able to repair, right?
In warships, your crew had that skills and the consumes. What? Hope they put in a vid showing how they intend the system to work when it's 100% live.
Referral the different thrusters on the outside of your
Even then, I think people would not really trust if they could make it happen like that. They keep nerfing the old ships and making new pay-to-win ships. Are you talking about warships or Star
Having to do
Citizen?
Everything manually is like.
So you're powered on now, so if this were real, we would smoke you again.
Yeah, it's still not 100% working because even with the power correctly distributed, not everything is working.
Yeah, we lost weapons. I mean, even our shield generator is still down, mostly.
Did you replace the fuses?
Oh, the fuses are good.
Like, it's good enough so we can escape, provided you guys don't kill us, but...
Yeah, I could see a scenario where you get the ship up and running just long enough to get back to somewhere where you can fully repair.
Well, that's what they did with the Perseus the other day.
Oh.
Which I like. I mean, they should be encouraging a situation in which you get left in the water hanging and disabled after a battle, and you got to figure out a way to get it back.
And it makes sense too. Like, for example, in the fleet battle the other weekend, there were a number of us who ended up just floating in space. That's a situation where the battle moved on and it was 20-30 kilometers away. It's a situation where you could repair and then sneak away without getting hard death.
Yeah. So can you control the Star Lancer right now or no?
Negative.
Okay.
I was going to EVA to check if they could repair the like manually with the gun.
Should be able to. That's what we did with the purse.
Are you actually on?
Sorry? What?
Oh yeah, we lost the thrusters.
Oh, they're completely gone. Alright. Yeah. I think we could pretty much wrap. I think this was a decent look at how a couple of ships worked with this. It definitely helps to get more of an idea of what like your average ships would do to ships like a Hornet or another fighter rather than like an Ares. It's certainly not as catastrophic, but it's still the whole armor and hull situation I think is the most confusing part. Those and the relays getting better notifications and communicating power loss to you better. Clean that kind of stuff up and this feels like a pretty good system.
Did you actually get a fire this time?
We did get a fire. And we could even see it. How amazing. Wow. Like magic.
I right-clicked and thruster went to 100% in everything. I have no clue what happened.
Alright, y'all. That's it for me testing today. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. If you are here, if you are watching, if you're relaxing. Usually on Mondays, we're doing a lot of AMAs and chatting, Q&As, looking at features and just like the development that's going on in this game. Sometimes I will jump in and I'll try and get into the game if there's something exciting going on, which like engineering is kind of exciting. But really, I just try and get a chance for us to chat about what the heck's going on every Monday. So if you're new here, if this is your first Monday stream or first stream in general, and you like talking and asking questions, and you enjoy this community, this group of pretty good people, pretty inviting folks, stop by on Mondays. It's good fun. As far as Wednesdays and Fridays and Saturdays go, I'll be getting back into the game as we do. Probably more of this testing, more figuring out how the heck engineering is working. But maybe we'll get back to our roots to fruits run. Start doing a little bit more working, some solo work and all that jazz. Either way, thank you everybody if you were here and if you shared the fun and the love. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for your support today if you did. Yes, subbers and your memberships. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Treat yourselves well. Go eat something you love. Do something you love. Hang out with somebody you love. And all that good stuff. You're good people. You deserve good things. Jazz hands. All right. Have a good one, everybody. See you later. Bye-bye.
you.